is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And good evening, everyone. We're coming to you live from Racer Stadium in Newcastle, Oklahoma. And we got a good one for you tonight. It is the opening week of the 5A playoffs. And your Newcastle Racers are hosting once again. 2 years in 5A, 2 years hosting. Tonight they take on the Altus Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. I'm Jordan Ray, filling in for Josh Calloway, who is in Sweet Home, Alabama right now, getting ready for the latest the game of the year for Oklahoma. The Sooners I'm talking about as they take on Alabama tomorrow afternoon. But for tonight, it's about high school football here in the state, and I think we have one of the more intriguing matchups for you. We'll explain more why in a few. Right now, though, I want to welcome back. Yes, it is the return of Mr. Newcastle. That's how I see him because I'm from Midwest City myself. But welcome back. He's been gone for a few weeks, but he's ready to go now. And now we're talking, of course, about Billy Collier. Billy, good to be with you again.
Oh, it's good to be back. It's just wonderful. I really missed it. Missed these seats, missed watching it. Just, even missing the smell of football and just loving it. Hated missing it, but it was unavoidable. So, man, it's glad to be back. Glad you're with us, Jordan. I hope that you're enjoying yourself out here at Racer Stadium, Gene Reed Field, and enjoying that as well. And looking forward to a great game tonight.
Of course, the other Mr. Newcastle is the mayor himself, Gene Reed, and I got to enjoy working with him 2 weeks ago when I got to fill in for Josh when Newcastle took on Bishop McGuinness, and that was very enjoyable. All right, I want to first talk about our countdown to kickoff, and it's a place I've been to, Billy. I really enjoyed it when we came to Newcastle. Midwest City did a few weeks ago, and that's Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers. Fresh, smashed onion burgers, hand-cut fries, slow smoked brisket, pulled pork, and ribs, along with homemade sides made fresh every day. For a great burger or great barbecue, be sure to come and see us at 1107 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle, or call them at 405-387-9416. So from here on till kickoff, it is the Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers countdown to kickoff. And we'll be back with more of that. We're going to take a quick break, though, and you are watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, welcome back to Newcastle Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is the first round, and let's show you the bracket here. As the winner of this game is going to take on the winner of Pryor and Bishop Kelly, and if Pryor wins, that's a road trip for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Lucky for Josh, he'll be back he'll have a chance to go back and make that trip. He'll be back with Newcastle next week if they win this game. But what makes this game interesting, Billy, is you have a team that finished second and a team that finished third, and those type of games can really be toss-ups, and that's where we see road upsets. And the interesting thing both teams have in common is they both had their challenges and their ups against the good teams in their district. So for Newcastle, of course, it was Laud MacArthur, who they beat, and then Bishop McGuinness, who they lost to. Interestingly enough, Laud MacArthur finished ahead of Newcastle, and Bishop McGuinness finishes behind Newcastle, so Newcastle settled into that second seed. For Altus, they barely lost to Guthrie, or else they would be hosting themselves. They lost that game in overtime and then got blown out last week by Carl Albert. But both teams against the other competition in their district won by the full 15-plus points or more. And so they had very dominant seasons, and it got tough at the very end. Both teams had to play their tough opponents in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And so that's what makes this a very intriguing matchup. For the Altus Bulldogs, this has not been a good decade for them. They have been a doormat for a lot of teams in 5A, whatever district they're in, but not this year. They have had an amazing turnaround as a 3 seed. Their first playoff appearance in 7 years. That was before they were even on the Oklahoma Sports Network. They've had an unbelievable year, and we'll talk more about them in a bit. But, Billy, I want to bring you in talking about the Racers, of course, and unfortunately you had to miss the last 3 games, and those were a couple of big ones. Big victory against Laud MacArthur on a wild weather night on a Thursday night 3 weeks ago. And then 2 weeks ago, the loss to McGuinness by 10. And the thing I'll remember about that is calling that game, Newcastle had a late drive where they got into the red zone about to score. They got stopped on 4th and 2, or they were close to the red zone anyway. And if they scored a touchdown, I think they would be the 1 seed now. And still, even though they still would have lost to McGuinness, that's how the wonky district points work. But now you've had a chance to get settled back in. What are your thoughts about how the Racers have been playing the last few weeks?
I think they've been playing well all season. They've stayed within themselves and done very well. I think it was tough going into Bishop McGuinness. It was kind of a strange game. I don't believe in good losses, but I think that they just didn't look like they were really prepared that night. I don't want to take anything away from Bishop McGuinness. I think this is where we're going to see those early out-of-conference games coming in to help them against Elgin and Tuttle and Blanchard, where it's really prepared them for some of these tougher teams. And I think when you look at some of the other conferences or other divisions, the division that we're in is one of the toughest divisions. If we win this game, we're going to go play an undefeated Pryor team. But if you look if you look at the teams that are in their division, I don't know that you see a MacArthur or you see a Bishop McGuinness up there, and to have them win one or the other. In fact, this game tonight, and I know we'll talk a little bit more about it later, I think what makes this game such a good game tonight is they almost mirror each other, where I feel if we were playing in Altus, there's a good chance we may lose. Playing here, I think there's a real good chance that we're going to win. So they've been putting some things together. They've had to just continue to keep moving forward. Some of the injury bugs have hit, and they've had to plug in other people. But then also last week they got to plug in a lot of the younger players, get them ready just in case they need to come in. And so they got a little bit of play underneath them. So I am happy and seeing where they're going to go. I think they have an excellent chance to go to the semifinals and further, but it'll just take care of one game. Tonight's the game you got to take care of. It doesn't matter who wins the other games. It doesn't matter who's in the semis. You win this game, then we'll worry about that when you lose this game, and we'll see you next year.
Well, you said a lot of interesting things there, Billy. One of them is, just to get this out of the way, that I like that you mentioned a lot, Newcastle's tough non-district schedule. I've felt this way for the last couple of months. And part of it was because of Newcastle's games against Elgin and Tuttle. I was like, you know what? I think you could go ahead and pencil those two teams in the 4A finals, Elgin and Tuttle. I think it's almost automatic. I know it's, you got to play the games first. They both have to win 3 games, but I think it's almost a given, just the way they've been dominant. Now, back to Newcastle. Playing that tough district schedule, no question it's been tougher than Altus's non-district schedule. But then again, Altus played Carl Albert last week, so that's plenty tough right there.
Right.
And they end up getting their first regulation loss, if you will, of the season.
Right.
Any more thoughts, though, about Altus, just as far as what you've heard about them? I know they have a freshman quarterback, but he's the son of a coach, the head coach. And in my experience has been if you're starting a freshman quarterback, it's actually kind of scary. That means he's pretty good. My first year calling Midwest City football back in 2019, we switched to a freshman quarterback 3 games into the season. DJ Irvin Jr., if you may remember the name, he was the first ever OSN Player of the Year 3 years later. Yes, he was penciled in as a starter every year since and turned out to be just tremendous. And we could see the same thing with Altus as they start the coach's son, a freshman, Jamin Reed.
Yes, and in the stats that I saw, he's also their leading rusher.
Yeah.
Which tells you he's going to be a mobile quarterback, as you just got to have that extra linebacker in there to mirror him and watch him. But, yes, that is scary to have that freshman. But at the same time, if we can get those defensive ends and a linebacker so back there getting rattled, it's a lot easier to rattle a freshman than a senior. And but being a coach's son, that's going to be tough. One of the things I think that gives Newcastle the advantage tonight is Altus doesn't have that big win. I know they took Guthrie to overtime, but they just don't have that big win like we have against MacArthur, who ended up being number 1 in our division. And so I would almost say that's really the only deciding factor. Their losses that they have were to Guthrie and to Carl Albert, respectfully, taking Guthrie to overtime. Our losses have been to Tuttle, Elgin, and then Bishop McGinnis.
Yep.
And so it just kind of evens itself out. And so that's what I think makes tonight's matchup so intriguing, is you don't really necessarily have a high level against a low level. These are all pretty. I think they're pretty equal.
All right, well, you may already have covered some of this, Billy, but we're going to go ahead and go to Keys to the Game, and that's by Focus Federal Credit Union. So drive your dreams with their competitive rates and flexible teams. For more than 70 years, Focus Federal Credit Union has continued to deliver innovative products and services to our membership about all things financial by anticipating needs and delivering exceptional member service. See them at their Tri-City branch. That's 1097 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle, member FDIC. Okay, so Billy, as a play-by-play guy, I'm kind of anal about this. I feel like I can't do Keys to the Game. That's for the colorful color commentators. So I'm going to. I cede it to Tom Carpenter for the Midwest City games that I normally do, and I'm going to cede it to you right now.
Well, I appreciate that. I think the keys to the game tonight is they've got to play smart. Cannot have a whole lot of penalties. Cannot have needless penalties. As I've been watching all year long, when they get around between the 40 and 30 of the opponent, they tend to have more holdings. They tend to go backwards. If they do that tonight, they're going to lose. They're going to have to play smart football. The DBs are going to have to stay on their receivers. The defensive line and offensive line are going to have to stay in there just for a second or two longer. We have to get to the quarterback. If we do not get to the quarterback and shake him up a little bit, he's going to have a heyday because he'll either be running or he'll be passing. So I would say smart, play without penalties. And then every game, if you ask me, and I think Josh probably gets tired of it too, every game depends on the grunts and the monsters on the line. They're going to have to open up some holes. They're going to have to, I hate to say this, hold their blocks a little bit longer, but I'm not looking for holding calls. But they're going to have to hold their blocks just a touch longer. But I think as long as they don't try to play beyond themselves, beyond who they are, if they stay within their identity, I think they'll have success tonight.
Okay, I can't top that, and yeah, that's usually one of the key themes. That, penalties, turnovers, and the trenches. So I think you got it covered pretty well. I also want to thank joining us here, Carson Wade, our producer, and Uriah Martinez, our camera operator. We'll say their name a few times. But we're going to go and take another break here, and hope to come back soon with a coin toss. Again, this is the Countdown to Kickoff brought to you by Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers as we prepare you for what could be one of the most exciting matchups in all of Oklahoma tonight as the playoffs begin. It's the Altus Bulldogs taking on your Newcastle Racers right here on your home for Newcastle Racer playoff football, the Oklahoma Sports Network.
was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
And welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jordan Reagan, happy to be joined by the return of Billy Collier, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's actually our first time working together, and I'm very excited about that. I miss Tom Carpenter already in a sense, but I also like to spread my wings and work with some new bloods here, so excited about that. Now, when we show you this graphic on the screen, you can see that Newcastle, of course, is the home team, even though Altus has a better record. So it's worth explaining that that's because 2 of Newcastle's losses were in non-district play, like we talked about. That does not impact playoff seeding at all. Altus went undefeated in their non-district play. In district play, Newcastle finished second as part of a 3-way tie with Lawton MacArthur and Bishop McGuinness. And so as a 2 seed, they get to host a first-round matchup. Altus finished third because they lost to Guthrie and Carl Albert. So that's why Altus is heading here to Newcastle. And as Billy Collier mentioned, the home field advantage could be a real factor here. I'll tell you what's not really a factor, Billy, and this is lovely, is the weather.
Oh, beautiful.
I can't believe November 14th, amazing.
Yes.
To be out, and this is great to be outside. You love being outside when it's like this. It's when there's a lot of wind or some rain that you don't like it so much.
Oh.
In fact, I do remember 3 years ago on Veterans Day. Veterans Day was on a Friday then. That's when we had the first round of the playoffs. My nephew was born earlier that day, and the day started out well, but it didn't end very well for Midwest City as they played Piedmont in the snow.
Wow.
Piedmont in the snow, and it sure seemed like Piedmont had the better shoes that game, and so they ended up winning. But anyway, that's not one of my favorite opening week memories. Let's just say this, but I think we'll have a good memory here as we're expecting a really good matchup. Again, a team that finishes second against a team that finishes third usually would indicate a matchup that's very close to even. We'll have other matchups like that throughout 5A. 2 versus 3, like an interesting one that we'll definitely update you on is Guthrie and Bishop McGuinness. My old partner Tom Carpenter said he's at that game. That's over at Guthrie as that rivalry is renewed. They used to be in the same district. year after year, and they would basically play a game to determine the 2 seed and who got the host, because Carl Albert would win that district every year, like they still are. And then, of course, there's some East Side matchups we'll probably talk about later, but some games on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Oh, another 2-3 matchup on the East Side. Del City had a rematch with Booker T.
Oh, wow.
That's on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Carl Albert hosts Duncan, so Duncan makes a return trip to Midwest City. They had no problem with the Bombers last week. That's why I'm here. But Carl Albert will probably be a different story, but you can watch that game to be sure. And then also Lawton MacArthur hosting Noble. So that's a good matchup. And then there's some 4A matchups for you, but I definitely want to mention those games. And this game is on Facebook. I just don't know if they're going to show our broadcast or the Altus' broadcast. Altus, they're pretty decked out with stuff. They have 3 cameras they use. So anyway, all right, we're going to go ahead and mention the coin toss as we're awaiting that. Also, Newcastle's the players are about to take the field. But the coin toss is brought to you, or they call a coin flip on the screen, by Bail Bonds by Tamra. Have you missed the bail on paying a ticket? Call Bail Bonds by Tamra at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. We thank Bail Bonds by Tamra. We'll have that logo up, and please take down that phone number. It's a little hard to see, but it's worth getting down here. So, again, the phone number is 405-200-5110. You never know if you or someone else may need it. We're still waiting on the coin toss. But, Billy, do you remember who the captains usually are for Newcastle?
Yeah, usually the captains are Chase Ledoux, TJ Bradford, trying to think of some of the others. Caden Longman, I believe, usually comes out here. That looks like they're getting ready to come out right here. And so they usually bring out 4 guys, and we'll see if that happens tonight or if they bring out a few more. It looks like they're making their way around.
Yeah, of course, it's a good senior class for Newcastle, and
yeah,
probably the last home game, although you never know if Bishop Kelly can pull an upset against Pryor, and Newcastle wins this game, then I think they would be back here next week. Otherwise, the winner of this game will be probably going to Pryor. Tough trip for Altus, so.
Yeah.
But I've heard good things about Pryor as a host place, because Del City went there last week. But anyway, yeah, I mean, a senior group that includes Santorio Boykins, TJ Bradford, Blake Cresswell, their quarterback, Caden Longman, of course. Some other good names along the offensive line. I know you'll mention some of those guys. But, Bill, you saw these guys come up as freshmen. I don't know how many of them suited up as freshmen when Newcastle was still in 4A. And who could have thought then? Because I just thought Newcastle was a solid 4A team. And then all of a sudden they become a really good 5A team.
Yeah, well, and I think in 4A, because they're so good, there's always kind of this medium from top to bottom. They're pretty good. It seems like in 5A, you don't see a whole lot in the middle. They were solid in 4A, and then step into 5A. One of the things that helped was nobody knew who they were. They see them, here's this little 4A country team coming in, and I think they surprised a lot of people last year.
Well, that's kind of what Elgin did 2 years earlier.
Right.
Yeah, so the captains for Newcastle include Ashton Schumard, number 2. Number 5, of course, TJ Bradford. And then the 2 big linemen in the middle there, number 64, Jace Ledoux. Is that how you say it?
Ledoux.
Ledoux. Okay, and his dad's one of the sponsors, I believe.
Yeah.
And then number 74, Garrett Pratt.
Yep. And those are the 2 big guys in the middle there that tend to get ugly when they need to get ugly. So enjoy watching them.
There goes the coin. A little bit of a breeze, but it feels good. And, Billy, I don't know if it's what's important to Newcastle here, getting the ball first or defending a particular side of the field.
Oh, and they've been so unpredictable this year, so I'm not really sure. Let's see here. Looks like Newcastle won it, and they're going to receive. Wow.
So that's not something they always do.
No, but there hasn't been a rhyme or reason to it, but I think they like getting out first and getting in there and scoring and then making the other team have to catch up.
Some of the Altus captains include Mason Laney Hines, and then I lost track of the other ones here.
Looked like it was Cashton Lamb, and then number 55, you said Mason Laney Hines.
Yeah.
Number 6, Jamel Alexander.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and Ashton Lamb, I think, is their actual backup quarterback, but he may play some quarterback because what I've heard about them is I mean, how often do you do this with a freshman quarterback? They'll move Jamin Reed some to receiver. He's listed on the roster as a defensive back, so that tells you he can run. I don't know how much defensive back he'll play. You know what's interesting, Billy? Last week in the game I did, Midwest City versus Duncan, as Altus is about to go on the screen, the players as they take the field on their side, of course. Both starting quarterbacks in that game played cornerback as well.
Wow.
Never seen that before. That was actually the first time the Midwest City quarterback started at cornerback. He did play some safety. And I know for Newcastle, they will play their quarterback at linebacker some. Cresswell, is that correct?
That is correct, yeah. He is here. They try not to do it too much. He's an excellent field general when he comes in there. So,
as you can probably tell with the lights off, the racers are about to race onto the field here in Racer Stadium. And they're doing it to the song Iron Man by Black Sabbath. Gotta love it. Here they come. You're not going to really see them on the screen, but there's some of the players right now on the screen.
yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're fired up and ready. Of course, both sides are. Good. Looks like good fan attendance on both sides.
Altus, of course, makes quite the trip when they go to the Oklahoma City metro area, but they've done it before. And, you know, their fans have to be so pumped. They won the state title 10 years ago with Jeremy Reed as their coach. He left, I think, the following year to try some 6A competition. And they were still good after that at first, and then the program fell on hard times about the time they got with the Oklahoma Sports Network, which I can kind of relate to because it's kind of happened to Midwest City. We'll see. And I'm optimistic Midwest City will have a turnaround coming up at some point with their brand new head coach. But for Altus, they brought back Jeremy Reed. And not only did he bring his son with him, he brought back a team that's shown big improvement. This is his third year back. And, again, just a major turnaround. I would be surprised if he doesn't win OSN Coach of the Year. Although another good candidate will be the Jones head coach, which I can't name off the top of my head. But Jones is very much a contender in 2A2. And their game will be on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Well, and I think that says a lot about the coach. You know, they felt comfortable bringing him back, and not only did he come back, he didn't rest on his laurels. He got them up and ready to play as well.
And we don't want to forget about Newcastle's coach, Jeff Brickman, who I talked to earlier this year, and this is his first year as the athletic director.
Yeah.
I think that's what Middale does. Their head football coaches are their ADs, and so it's not uncommon.
Well, and as the plans are now, he'll do this football season since he became the AD so late. Yep. But then next year, there's a possibility. The plans right now is that he will move to the AD, and they'll move somebody up into the head coach. Now, that's what they were saying before the season. So, you know, a lot of things change.
All right, for Altus, as we wait for Newcastle to take the field, their kicker is number 7, Riker Timms, a sophomore. And we want to, of course, thank our kickoff sponsor. That's First United Bank. Over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. They're a family bank in every sense of the word. Family-owned and operated, built on family values and treating you like, you guessed it, family. Spend life wisely and member FDIC. And now our quarter sponsor for the first quarter is Chris Dunn, an Allstate agent here in Newcastle. He knows what life is like in Newcastle, and it's that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and budget. He knows how important that is, so call him at 405-392-2390. Longman and Schumard to receive for Newcastle. They have a great return game. And here we go. The playoffs in the state of Oklahoma are now on their way. It's a short kick for Altus, or deep onside. Hits the ground. Newcastle needs to pick it up. They do pick it up. And they go to the middle there, and they're going to have good field position as they get past the 35-yard line. Caden Longman with the return.
So that was a little scary. They kind of didn't – one thought the other one was getting it, and he didn't. So
Blake Cresswell, we expect to come out for Newcastle along with the running back T.J. Bradford. And it'll be interesting to see, Billy, starting out, which one they depend on more. Or will they be really balanced?
Well, they tend to play him in and out because you got Bradford, he's a power runner but more of a scat back, and then you got Ben Rogers who just wants to run you over and laugh about it. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, it's a good combination. They're going to start out in the shotgun and trips to the right, for Cresswell. Now he changes the formation as they go bunch to the left, and now he's going to go under center. This is Bradford, left side, and Bradford gets through the first hole, and a good first down run for T.J. Bradford.
That's a good job starting off with that, starting off with a little misdirection, a little confusion, keeping the defense on their heels, and they had a strong run over there.
Gain of 7.
Any instant replay you see will be brought to you by Eric Ledoux, State Farm. Very dedicated team. Newcastle hurrying up here as it's second and short. Cresswell with a clap. Altus doesn't move. Second clap, gets a snap. Rolls to the right. Fires it to his right. It is caught. And it's going to be a first down for Newcastle. That's Longman.
He's brought down number 15, Xavier Pitts.
Xavier Pitts, a tackle for Altus. Billy Longman is, he just gets open. Such a reliable guy.
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife player, but it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, thought I saw a flag fly.
I did too. It's really hard on those run-outs when they run out of the pocket. Just one little stretch and you're caught.
So we're going to go from second and short to second and long.
But what you're saying about Longman, he is just somebody who's been in the right place at the right time all the time.
Yeah, the ball's now at the 34-yard line of Newcastle. They got to get to the 48, so they call it maybe second and 14. And now we may see some more throwing. Cresswell puts Ben Rogers in motion. He's playing a receiver there. And he'll set a block, but the block pass is dropped. Well, we gave Longman a lot of compliments, and then he did that. I'm sure he won't see many of those. Unfortunately, now it's 3rd and 15.
Yeah, he was looking for yardage. I think he was looking for the end zone and just took his eyes off of it for a second.
Well, even the seniors, they're not immune to that. And, but where they're at in the field, Billy, if Newcastle can get a solid gain here, then maybe they think about going for it, but not if it's 4th and 15. So
Right. They're going to have to get it within 2 or 3.
We'll see if they can get close. Cresswell to pass. Fires deep left, has a man, and it's caught.
Wow.
And they're calling it a catch. That's number 12, Corbin Brewer.
Yeah. He's somebody who's really come on as of lately. I didn't say his name a lot at the first of the season, but that's an excellent throw, excellent blocking back there, keeping him in the pocket.
See another Eric Ledoux replay on that. And a 3rd and long conversion. When you can get those, that's a great feeling. And it's because it's a devastating feeling to the defense. 1st and 10 now for the Racers. With a man in motion for Cresswell. Back to Bradford, right up the gut. Makes the man miss, but no, he got tripped up a little bit. Still a good first down run as we're now in Altus territory between the 41 and 42-yard line.
Yeah, he's picking up 5 yards plus every time he touches the ball, and you almost need that on first down to keep going forward. Just no more penalties.
Francisco Herrera, the tackle for the Bulldogs. 2nd down for Newcastle. Cresswell now standing up. They get to the line quickly, and then they take their time. Maybe even change formations, although that's not going to happen here. The Cresswell will be under center. Another handoff. This is Bradford again. And he'll get inside the 40. Is short of the first down by about 3. We're going to have a 3rd and 3 coming up. So that's a good stop there for Altus, but Newcastle probably will have 2 downs here to convert here.
Yeah, I think that they would do that. This is usually where they bring in Rogers. It looks like they're keeping Bradford out there. That's a good play. You want to make them honest. Keep them inside, then you can pop it over their head when they're not ready.
So another 3rd down for Altus. This is a more manageable 3rd down. They converted at 3rd and 14. They put Longman in motion. Now he's split wide right. And it's Bradford again, and he should have the first down. Yeah, they're going to spot it right at that first down.
Yeah, they're wanting to establish that run game, and I think that's a smart way to do it. Establish that run game.
Ray Guzman, the tackle for Altus, but it'll be another 3rd down conversion. And Newcastle in a really good rhythm right now on offense, minus that 1 penalty and a drop, but they overcame that with a 3rd and long conversion, and they're looking pretty good at the moment.
Got Rogers in there.
Ben Rogers also very much a home run threat. They fake it to him, and Cresswell unloads into coverage, though. No one was really open there. and it's incomplete. But they're going to keep Altus honest with plays like that, as Schumard was the intended receiver.
Yeah, that was a scary pass. It was double coverage. Fortunately, he threw it out there a little bit longer where nobody could get to it. But that kind of made me pucker a little bit, Jordan.
Yeah, Altus was not taken by surprise.
No.
But it's incomplete, so it's 2nd and 10. And, again, you may be in a position here where you would go for it on 4th down if it came to that, although Newcastle has a good kicker, of course, and I think we have our first time out of the game. Newcastle call it timeout, so it's their first. They have 2 left, and we'll take a quick break. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Welcome back to Newcastle Racer Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Newcastle calling their first time out. This is the first drive of the game.
Yeah, I was mentioning in the break, Brigman usually will call a timeout early in the first half, make some adjustments. He sees the field like a chess playing board.
So now we have 2nd and 10. That is an interesting observation, Billy, that you mentioned that. And now we have, out of a timeout, maybe a flag on the Racers.
Flag on the plate.
That's looks like a dead ball penalty. That's usually on the offense.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen they've called this quite a bit this year. The person they go in motion, if they turn just a little bit, then they're called for false start. And I think that's what happened. Longman may have turned just a touch early.
Yeah, it's got a sting for the coach. You're coming out of timeout, so you expect to
brings up 2nd and 15 from the 41.
Have that stuff figured out, but again, these are young men, so
that's right.
You'll sometimes make mistakes when you don't expect it. It is 2nd and 15 for Cresswell. We'll go back to the ground game. This has been Rogers' first handoff. Rogers makes a man.
Oh, there you go.
Rogers could have a big play here. He gets inside the 20, inside the 10, 5. Touchdown, Newcastle.
And that's what you get with Ben Rogers. He comes in there, brings more power. He's a little rested, so he brings more speed, and it's hard to adjust to him after you've been concentrating on Bradford.
Instant replay brought to you by Eric Liddell State Farm. Their dedicated team is committed to helping you find the perfect insurance coverage for your unique needs, whether it's auto, home, or life insurance. We're here to provide personalized quotes and guidance so you can navigate life's roads with confidence. Call for a free quote today at 405-392-3992. Well, Billy, Newcastle does very well after penalty.
Yes.
2 of their best plays have come after penalties. And the extra point is good. You expect nothing less there. And Newcastle strikes first, up 7-0. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Yeah, Pryor's already up 16-0 on Bishop Kelly.
Wow, so you heard that from Billy Collier. That looks like that would be next week's opponent for the winner of this game. We got some other scores we'll talk about throughout the broadcast, but right now we have a kickoff for you. Again, the kickoff is brought to you by First United Bank. And the kickoff will be done, of course, by Brian Medrano, who is so reliable. Whether he's kicking extra points or kicking off here.
That was a good-looking 41-yard run there by Ben Rogers. Just kind of set him up. I think they were waiting for a pass, and it never came.
This to remind you in this kickoff that First United Bank has over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. Here's Medrano's kick. Oh, this is a good one. And it's going to be fielded inside the 10. Altus looks to reverse it. Oh, they get past the first wave of defenders, so a solid return for the Bulldogs, but they'll still be inside the 30. So Altus shows you they got some athletes. That's Guzman with the return.
Yeah, that is excellent return by them. You saw just a brief spurt there of speed coming from him, and then fortunately they played their lanes and got the tackle.
So Altus comes up with, and they come out to the field, I should say, and of course they have a very sophisticated passing offense. Not what they were known for much of their games you would see of them on the Oklahoma Sports Network, where they would run plays out of the wing T. Not this year. Jamin Reed, the freshman quarterback. Reed, the son of the head coach, getting plays from the Altus sideline. And here we go, the first play of scrimmage for the Bulldogs. Reed rolls right. Being chased, fires, pass deflected, incomplete. Longman got a hand on that ball, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was good defense right there, getting up there and bringing that down. You can tell early they're trying to get Reed out of that pocket and get him moving around.
2nd and 10, we're still in the first quarter. First drive for Altus. Couldn't ask for much more than what you got from Newcastle with their first drive. Reed, again looking right. Now he's going to try to keep it, and he's got some speed, and he took a few racers to bring him down, so he gets a solid 2nd down gain, including on the tackles Ashton Schumart, but there's a couple other racers that got him down, including Scagnetti. We'll mention his name a lot.
Now something you're going to have to watch for, because he can pass or run, just that dual threat quarterback.
It's a 4-yard gain. That makes it 3rd and 6. 2 in the backfield, including for Altus. DJ Wilson is their primary running back, although Reed leads them in rushing yards. And Reed will keep it here. It's a quarterback design run, and he's going to get a first down and some more. Finally making the tackle for Newcastle, Alex Schumard, but they're going to move the chains is Altus.
Yeah, here they go up tempo as well.
2 receivers wide right for Reed. He moves Wilson to his left. Drops back to pass. Fires left side. Pass is low and incomplete. The intended target there was Barknet. I believe I hope I'm saying that right. Noah Barknet. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, and he had to rush that one because you had big number 41 there coming around the side. At Jaden Fletcher. If he'd have held it any longer, he would have gone down with it.
Yeah, Jaden Fletcher, he had a good game 2 weeks ago at McGinnis. So once again, a first down incompletion for Altus makes it once again 2nd and 10. And we got a flag. It's going to be on Altus, so we'll make it 2nd and 15 now. Now, Billy, Altus could not capitalize on the penalties against Newcastle, so Newcastle, they need to do that here.
Yes, and I would watch them. You know, Newcastle's been using for the last several years that offsides or encroachment. I'd watch for Altus to try to catch them in that as well, especially early in the game.
2nd and 15 for Reed. Again, looks towards the sideline. In the shotgun, he's got 2 receivers, both sides. So twins left and right. DJ Wilson, the running back. And Reed drops back to pass. Now keep it again like the 2nd down run. And look at him go. He is fast, and he is going to get another first down. The quarterback run, Billy, that's been a problem for Newcastle for a couple plays.
It has, and what they're doing is they're committing to getting to him, and what they do is they run up in those gaps and get stuck, and that opens it up for Reed to just run right past them. So see if they slow it down. So
we've seen both teams make big plays on 2nd and 15. And a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. Reed fakes the handoff. Oh, hit a right away. The ball's on the ground. I think the Racers have it. We'll wait for an official signal, but they have the ball, and I think it's official. We can call it Racer football.
Wow.
I missed that, Billy. Who made the hit there?
I believe it was Scagnetti that came in and hit him.
Of course it was.
He's the missile.
Boy, you know, you had some momentum for Altus, and what a big defensive play that is.
Well, and here we were just talking about they're getting caught out of position doing those, rushing the quarterback, and then turns out rushing the quarterback is exactly what they needed.
Well, they needed a big play made when Altus looked like they wanted to keep the ball in a quarterback run. They were getting big chunks. They got 2 big chunks of plays, or 2 big plays where they got big chunks of yards. But that momentum is stopped by the fumble. Newcastle have it in their own territory by a yard as it's on their 49-yard line. Cresswell fakes. Now he's not sure where to go with it. He needs to get rid of the ball. Gets out of it, and then I guess that's an incomplete pass, Billy. Fortunately, it slipped, and he got enough momentum pushing that ball forward where it's going to be called an incomplete pass. That was kind of ugly, but not a big deal. 2nd and 10.
Wow, that was close to being a fumble.
Yeah.
His hand came forward. I'm not sure the ball came forward with it, and you had Altus side yelling fumble, fumble. So we were fortunate there.
And there is a conference, but I don't see anything changing here.
No.
I thought it was an incomplete pass. It just was an unusual one.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to throw the ball away anyway, so.
Well, I think if this was a college or pro level, we'd definitely see a red flag or go to the replay.
Yeah. I don't know if there was a clear recovery by Altus, but it doesn't matter. 2nd and 10 now. And we've seen that both teams overcome incomplete passes thrown on 1st down. Here we go. T.J. Bradford in the game. He had a couple big runs that previous drive. And now we have the whistle. Flags fly. It's going to be on the Altus Bulldogs, though. Our first defensive penalty. Sorry, Billy.
Oh, no, you're good. And that's what they do. They'll probably do it a couple more times in the game. They just catch them right there, least expected. They usually get about 1 or 2 of those a game.
Yeah, and the defense knows it's coming, but sometimes they can't help themselves. 2nd down and 5, so good down and distance for the Racers.
Unique defensive line.
Bradford. Oh, didn't see what happened there. I got the guy wrong. It was a pass thrown. I got faked out there. Alex Schumard with a catch and a 1st down for the Racers.
That was a great catch. He caught that just inches off the field. What do they call that on the shoes?
Shoestring, yeah.
And he caught that and pulled it up to his chest before it hit the ground to show that he caught it.
Eric Liddell replay shown to you. Now 1st and 10. Twins to both sides, or twins to the left side. This is a handoff to Bradford right up the gut. And he'll get about he'll get exactly a 5-yard run. His ball now at the 25-yard line. 2nd and 5 again.
Well, watching the defense, they backed up about a yard off the line. Looks like they have a timeout.
An official timeout. So this could be for a variety of reasons.
But I was saying the Altus defense is backing up about a yard off the ball, and that really makes it difficult on the offensive line to know where the block is coming, where the lanes are, and such.
Interesting score to pass along. Bishop McGuinness at Guthrie, and they're winning 14-0. I've said long time, Bishop McGuinness is a great playoff road team. They have, the last 8 or so years, they have been winning a lot of games on the road in the playoffs, except for last year. Oh, nice high throw. That's what he needed to get to Longman, and Longman's going to get some yak here. Longman I think he was short as he almost scored. It gets to about the 2-yard line. So we're going to see another Eric Liddell replay, and we got a red zone opportunity here. This is a Trinity Restoration red zone. Call them at 405-695-7040. Billy, real quick, that was a great high pass thrown there by Cresswell, and it had to be high.
Well, and that's the best I've seen that done all year. Usually that takes a little too much time, and they're able to get defensive men over there. That was done so fast, there was nobody there.
From the 2-yard line.
We're going to go Wildcat here to Ben Rogers. Can he score again? And I think he's going to be stood up by several Bulldogs. Yeah, he'll be short. He did gain a little bit, though. It gives me a chance to talk a little bit more about Trinity Restoration and construction. They've been providing quality construction services for over 20 years. They have completed a variety of projects, including commercial buildings, residential homes, and industrial facilities. Again, call them at 405-695-7040. But, Billy, you can keep running that play probably. Eventually you're going to get in, I think.
Well, and you'll see they bring in those 3, I call them the beef backs. They get right behind the line. You see them right there to the right of the line.
Actually, they'll be in the shotgun here. They bring Cresswell back. They shift a couple of big guys to the left side. Handoff Bradford. Bradford will score. Touchdown, Newcastle.
And that was a good run. Just took it right in. He saw a hole. One of the things about Bradford is once he sees that hole, he's through it before you're ready. So that was a great job.
Yeah, he hits the hole with a lot of power. And that makes him a good short yardage back when you need it. Medrano back on to kick. You couldn't ask for a better start for the Racers.
Not at all.
They are ready to go, especially on offense. They are clicking. Extra point is up and good. It's 14-0 Newcastle over Altus on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Newcastle with a 14-0 lead against the Altus Bulldogs. Here's another First United kickoff. It's all about family with First United, a family bank in every sense of the word, family owned and operated, built on family values, treating you like family.
Not used to Medrano not getting it all the way into the end zone. Let's see if he takes it all the way to the end zone this time.
Hey, Bill, if you had to guess the Carl Albert Duncan score already, what would you guess?
Well, I just saw it.
Oh, you just saw it,
so
okay.
I did, but
not surprised.
Not surprised one bit.
But that game is on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and Carl Albert leads 21-0. Here's the Medrano kickoff. Close to a touchback. It will be returned by Altus. They need something good on offense here. They'll get a good return here down the right side. And they're going to get close to Newcastle territory.
Oh.
That's a return there by number 4, Camden Lane.
Yeah, and he was tackled by Medrano, who kicked it off.
Now, Billy, you got to think anything different about the kickoffs because Altus has had a solid return and a really good return.
Well, like I said, I'm surprised. He usually gets it in, one hops it out the back of the end zone. This is the second one that he didn't get into the end zone, and they're bringing it out to the 32-yard line, and this one's coming out to, we'll have to see after the penalty, but it's coming out into the upper 40s.
Well, they're calling it on Newcastle, so that's going to add to the return.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties we cannot afford.
Yeah, personal foul, so they're going to tack on quite a few yards. This is going to be this drive for Altus will begin at the Newcastle 35-yard line, or just shy of that. So it take 36. Still, Altus needed that, and they were able to drive the football their last offensive series, but a fumble. Thanks to kind of a broken protection play for Altus. Scagnetti made a fumble happen, and that's how Newcastle got the ball back unscathed. We'll see what happens here. Back to passes Reed now. They're going to call, I think, a whistle. Dead ball penalty. This is usually on the offense. We'll see.
Nope. On the offense.
Well, I know that Newcastle's doing a lot of shifting on that front line and bouncing back and forth, so we'll see how that affects it.
Ball now marked at the 41-yard line of Newcastle. It is going to be 1st and 15 after the penalty. And one of the things they have to be thinking about now is the quarterback sneak.
Mm-hmm. You can never go away from that. Not at all.
And just try to get the Newcastle defense off balance. And at some point, Altus has really good wide receivers, and they're going to try for a big play. It's a question of when.
Well, and Newcastle defense just lost 2/3 of the field, so they're going to have to stiffen up right off the bat.
Okay, the head ref is now in position, so we're waiting on something there.
Yeah. Had some clock issues.
Yeah. 1st and 15 for Altus. Reed back to midfield. He's going to keep it rolling right. and he'll be ushered out of bounds near the original marker where the original line of scrimmage was. Scagnetti helps usher him out of bounds.
And that's something you're just going to have to watch a whole game. If he's not open, he's going to run. And he can cut, he can juke. He's an excellent runner. Their top rusher.
Yeah, he's definitely their top rusher tonight.
Yeah, only rusher.
Yeah, they don't hand it off to Wilson much, that's for sure. But he is there. Still useful, but just not running with the ball. We'll see if that changes here on second down. They fake it to him. And again, Reed gets out of the pocket. He backpedals. Fires, passes caught. It'll be close to a first down. That's number 6 for Altus. That's Alexander. Jamel Alexander, a senior.
He's brought down number 5, T.J. Bradford.
Yeah, that was good, just hanging back in there, because now at the defensive back, do you charge the quarterback or do you stay with your man? That's a decision you got to make.
3rd and 1. Reed will keep it for a first down. So he gets past the 25-yard line. So Altus overcomes the penalty. Quinn Housley gets the tackle for Altus, but it'll be 1st and 10. I'm sorry, the tackle for Newcastle, but 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they try to get back in this game. You can see this is not an easy team the way they run their offense to defend. Wilson goes wide, and they throw it to wide receiver screen up the middle. That's well defended by Newcastle.
That's an excellent job. Excellent. Scagnetti in there on the coverage and just brought him right down where he caught it. Lost a half a yard.
Camden Lane was the receiver for Altus, and Scagnetti, I mean, I tell you, he's just all over the field.
Brings him 2nd and 10.
Already caused a turnover and got a big tackle there to make it second. They lost yardage, so it's 2nd and 11. Reed with Wilson to the right. He's got 2 receivers to his right. He motions Wilson to his right. Looks left. Fires that way. And it's caught. Shoestring catch or close to it by Lane again.
Yeah, that was a good catch. He had to kind of go off his feet a little bit and pull that in. That was a good catch. Good pass where only his receiver could get it.
It'll be about 3rd and 3 here after an 8-yard gain. Altus going quick to the line.
Watch the run.
They hand it off to Wilson, and Wilson should have enough for the first down there. He's also tackled by the other number 2, that's Schumard. And Bradford was there as well, but it's going to be a red zone opportunity for Altus now and a fresh set of downs.
They're not going to go away. They're going to fight till the last whistle.
No, they have to have a lot of confidence on offense. Just one bad play that was a turnover. Otherwise, they've been doing pretty well. Lane in motion. Reed rolls to his right. Jump ball wide open is an Altus receiver that is caught for a touchdown. That's number 6, Jamel Alexander. And I guess, Billy, that's just busted coverage there.
It was. You saw that the inside back 2, they're playing a cover 2, and the back side, that left side of the 2, didn't follow his receiver all the way over. So that kind of left the defensive back between 2 receivers.
So Altus back in this game, and they bring in Riker Timms to make it a 14-7 Newcastle lead. Good snap. The hold was decent. Good enough. The extra point was good. And it's now 14-7. Newcastle leads Altus. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We got another First United Bank kickoff coming your way. And Riker Timms will be kicking off for the Bulldogs. Remember, First United Bank has over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. A family bank with family values all the way. Another short kick for Altus. So this is an interesting strategy by them. It is fielded cleanly by the Racers, by the up man. And they're still going. They'll get a good return here, close to midfield. Alex Schumart on the return.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. They're going to do that all night, I think, just that dink up high. A lot of times you see him call fair catch on that. He didn't call fair catch, bobbled it a little bit, but got a good return.
Yeah, it can be nerve-wracking if you're not used to it because obviously with being a kickoff, it's a live ball no matter what, whether you catch it or not, unlike a punt.
Right.
So seen teams struggle with that, but
well, and
not the Racers.
To my understanding, if you don't motion for fair catch, they can come clobber you and knock you out of the way.
Yeah, but if you just keep your poise, you can also get a good return, and that's what Newcastle has. They have good field position as they have it at their own 43-yard line. Their last drive, they had great field position because of the fumble recovery. Bradford in with Cresswell. Cresswell is going to keep it. Fires over the middle. Pass is caught. It's going to be a first down for Newcastle as they get to about the 30-yard line of Altus. That's Alex Schumart on the catch.
That was excellent. That was a busted coverage right there by Altus. You saw the defensive back go in on the tight end, and that just left Alex Schumart open there in the flat.
Another replay brought to you by Eric Ledoux State Farm. And it's 1st and 10 Newcastle, and they're already in business here at the Altus 31.
Just about got somebody again on that encroachment play.
Cresswell now moves under center. Handoff. This is Bradford. He stumbles a bit. Now he's still going.
Wow.
And Bradford's taken off inside the red zone, and he gets inside the 10. Another Eric Ledoux replay to show you there, but T.J. Bradford running strong up the middle.
Oh, good run. And you see what he can do right there, stop on a dime and cut back left and right. So that was a good play right there.
Another Trinity Restoration red zone. Trinity Restoration and Construction, providing quality construction for over 20 years. And they pride themselves on attention to detail and commitment to customer satisfaction. Call them at 405-695-7040. First and goal for the Racers. They look to go back up by 2 scores. Here's Bradford now running to the side. Altus with their best defensive play of the game so far as he ran into some Bulldogs, including number 8 Ray Guzman.
That was a great play by Guzman, just at the defensive end position. That's something I've said for years. If defensive end, just stay put, don't let him around you, and he was right there ready to wrap him up.
So it's now 2nd and goal outside the 10. Bishop McGinnis now up 21-7. We have Tom Carpenter there at that game to give us instant scores, even though that's not a game that Newcastle has to think about, as that's on the other side of the bracket. Just an interesting game. Here's Rogers. He scored a touchdown. Bounce to the outside, and does he score again? Yes! Touchdown Newcastle. Ben Rogers.
Well, I tell you what, 2 touches, 2 scores. I think only once did he not score down on the goal line.
Just when you thought he was out of room, he cradled that sideline so well. And Ben Rogers, like you said, 2 touches, 2 touchdowns, and 2 touchdowns is now the lead once again for Newcastle.
46, Brian Medrano, second kick.
Medrano looking to make his 3rd extra point. Good snap, good hold. Good kick. Again, you also saw another replay brought to you by Eric Ledoux State Farm. Eric Ledoux State Farm, I'll get that right. And Newcastle up 21-7. Newcastle up 21-7 on Altus right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Another First United kickoff. They've had quite a few. And, Billy, the question here is, Altus has had a good return and a really good return here. What does Medrano do? Does he just try again for a touchback?
Well, I know he can't hear me, but I am begging him, kick another field goal from right there. Just put it out of the end zone, because when they touch it, they're getting some yards, and we don't want that. We need to start them way back in their own side of the field.
Yeah, for Altus, Lane and Alexander are split very wide. But First United Kickoff, or First United Bank, the kickoff sponsor, over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, member FDIC. Oh, the onside kick, a trick play, and Altus will cover on the ball before it goes out of bounds. As Newcastle never lined up.
Wow.
I saw Midwest City do this a couple weeks ago where you don't spread out. And they got the kick to the edge of Altus there, but it went too far, really, for Newcastle to get to it. And so Altus will have the ball with good field position. Not as good as last drive, though.
Well, it looked like it hit it at a weird angle where it just rolled and was picking up speed as it was heading towards the sideline. I was kind of surprised that Altus grabbed it, because it would have been offsides or it had been a penalty against him if it had gone out of bounds.
Yeah, they just didn't want to take any chances.
No, I don't blame them.
All right, well, we've seen a lot of good from their freshman quarterback, Reed. That's Jamin Reed. He wears number 12. That's not his grade. That's not for another 3 years. The freshman's made plays. It's got Wilson. And the timeout. Altus will call their first timeout. We'll take a quick break. Altus with a timeout. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
And welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jordan Ray filling in for Josh Calloway and Billy Collier back, calling Newcastle football games. As we're about to end this first quarter. This first quarter brought to you by Chris Dunn, an Allstate agent. Call him at 405-392-2390. It's interesting, Altus called a timeout before the quarter ends, but they didn't like how they were lined up. They didn't want to waste that first down play. But we are about to end this quarter. It's been a high-scoring quarter, definitely in Newcastle's favor, what you're hoping for. Lane in motion for Altus. They're going to throw his way. He catches it at the 40, and good sure tackling there for Newcastle, so he doesn't gain much. And that should be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, you cannot run without feet. And that was a good job of just grabbing both feet and letting him timber.
That's Alex Schumard who did that. And, of course, this will be the last play of the first quarter. A great first quarter for the Newcastle Racers as they look to advance to the playoffs, and they're off to a good start. But Altus far from out of this thing as they will have the ball start the second quarter. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home, so you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month, or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
And welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This second quarter is brought to you by Contemporary Family Dentistry. More on them this quarter. We have a standing ovation for
veterans.
Veterans Day a few days ago. And now we're ready to resume this game, beginning the second quarter. 2nd and 7 for Altus as they look to once again cut the 14-point deficit in half. And Reed drops back to pass. It's a wide receiver screen. It's caught. And staying with it, but getting short of a first down. That's Jamil Alexander. So those are the two receivers we've seen a lot of, Lane and Alexander. Ashton Schumard with a tackle, and not much gain there. So, in fact, no gain.
Well, and you're seeing that's the adjustment they're making. They're making those short little passes right there. Watch for them to fake that here to bit and number 12 run.
Big third down here because if you can stop them, you think Altus would have to punt. Unless they get really close to the first down. 3rd and 7. Lane in motion. Oh, he got hit, but he got the throw off, and it's incomplete. 4th down. And this may be too deep and too far to go for a first down for Coach Jeremy Reed to go for it here.
Yeah, that was a great job getting to him, but Quinn Housley just coming on that blind side rush.
Well, that's how they've stopped both drives that they did get, where they did get stopped. Talking about Newcastle with blindside rush. One was right up the middle, but he didn't see it coming. That led to a fumble.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the receiver was well covered, so it wasn't like it was a good thing or something like that.
Riker Timms is also the punter for Altus. A high punt, not very far, and it will take a Newcastle bounce a bit. Altus was hoping for a good roll going towards Newcastle. Didn't get it, so that's actually solid field position for Newcastle, and they have a chance to go up 3 scores here.
Yeah, that was a 22-yard punt, straight up. So they got really good field yardage right here, and I think that's the difference in the game is Newcastle's found ways to stop them when they needed to. Right. I have yet to see Altus be able to stop them.
This quarter, again, brought to you by Contemporary Family Dentistry. Their number one goal is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Come and experience the difference. They're located 1117 Northwest 32nd Street. The phone number is 405-387-9300. Altus with their 4th possession. They got trips to the left. They are 3 for 3 here.
34.
Now they're going to put some guys in motion, and now we have probably a timeout.
Yeah, timeout Newcastle.
Yep. Newcastle will call their second timeout. They have one remaining this half, and we'll take another break here watching Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jordan Ray, still getting my bearings somewhat here, filling in for Josh Calloway, but it's been fun as Newcastle has been really fun to watch on offense. Coming out of a timeout here. Again, we see 2 in motion. Cresswell will now go under center. That usually means a running play, and it does here. This is Rogers. It's the first time he doesn't score a touchdown, but it's a good, solid first down run.
Yeah, he's hard to bring down. He gets bent down like that. He's kind of like tackling a bowling ball, you know. So
DeMonte Woodhouse, the tackle for the Bulldogs. 2nd down and should be about 7. So, again, a solid first down gain.
Oh!
And now we may have a second and let's see what it's going to be. Won't be 2nd and 7.
About 2nd and 2, probably.
Yeah, another. Wow, that's a big deal for Altus because it's really hard to stop Newcastle on a 2nd and 2. You might as well just give up the first down on a couple yards here.
Yeah.
So that's a tough penalty for them.
It sets the defense on their heels.
Yeah. Rogers bounces off a defender, and he'll be close. It won't be a clear first down here. So good coverage by Altus. See a little bit of talk in there. As number 34 for Altus, that's Francisco Herrera, made a good play. And it's not a first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1 here.
Yeah, it looks like he's about a half yard short. They were really good at getting past the O-line that time and kind of stepped in his lane and blocked him off.
Yeah, the Racers have definitely established the run. They're trying to. At some point, we'll see if they go back to the air, but this is a running situation on 3rd and 1. And they will run it, and they will get a first down. That's Bradford, who also gets past midfield.
Well, and you'll notice they haven't done a pass this series yet. It's all been run.
Sean Pitts. Well, I also noticed anytime that Cresswell goes under center, it's almost like it's automatically a run. We'll see how Altus plays that going forward. Now, if he's in the shotgun, it could go either way. So he's under center, and they'll run it. And they're going to get a big gain as Bradford follows the blocker. Bradford with a first down and more into Altus territory. We're going to see that again on the Eric Ledoux instant replay.
That was just a great run. Kind of the hole opened up, and then I don't know if you've noticed right there, but he grabbed his blocker and threw him into a defensive guy.
Eric Ledoux, State Farm, a dedicated team committed to building or helping you find the perfect insurance coverage for your unique needs, whether it's auto, home, or life insurance. They're here to provide personalized quotes and guidance. Call them at 405-392-3992. 1st and 10. Handoff again, not going very far this time. It's Bradford. One of the guys stopping him for Altus, number 9, Sean Pitts. 2nd down coming up.
Tell you what, Pitts has been everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, he's also been at least one of the encroachments, if not both of them. But he's been right in there on almost every tackle.
31-yard line of Altus as Newcastle looks to make it a 3-score game. This time they throw it. Throw it short. It's Longman. Longman gets inside the 20. He is deceptively fast.
Yeah, and he didn't feel like he was down. He felt like he rolled over the defender and landed on his feet. The official felt differently.
Aiden Lopez got the stop, but we now have a red zone opportunity at the Trinity Restoration Red Zone. We thank them for being a red zone sponsor. Call them at 405-695-7040 for your construction needs. Trinity Restoration and Construction. 1st and 10 from the 16. Bootleg. And wide open there, it's Longman. Longman makes a man miss, and Caden Longman will score for Newcastle.
Just a great job there.
First touchdown in the air for Newcastle as they got really balanced there, starting to throw it a little bit more. And why not throw it to Caden Longman? He makes plays.
And Jordan, you called that. You know, every time he goes under center, it's a handoff, and he went under center that time, faked the handoff, and threw it to a wide open Longman.
Well, going under center, that's just a great time to run a bootleg.
Yes.
It's easier to run a bootleg out of when you're under center than if you're going in the shotgun. I don't even know if you can do it on the shotgun. Madrano, first extra point on the left side of the screen, and he makes it, no problem. And Newcastle, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns, up 28-7 on Altus. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Welcome back to Newcastle playoff football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jordan Ray filling in for Josh Calloway. Josh, I hope you're watching. Hey, it's still early, Josh, but get ready for a drive to Pryor. Although they're still early in that game, but I'm still expecting a win by both teams up multiple scores. Still a lot of game to play here. And happy to have Billy Collier back on the air. So we have another kickoff sponsor to mention. Another kickoff to mention, sponsored, of course, by First United Bank. 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. A good family place here. We'll see what Newcastle does on the kickoff. They tried a trick play, onside kick last time. Now they're lined up normally.
I just wanted to, because of course he has the wind at his back. I just want to see it.
You want to see a boom.
Not land.
And this is a bomb by Madrano, and this one will be a touchback. That's what you like. No return. This will be definitely the worst field position of the night for Altus.
Yes, and that's what they needed. And the wind at his back, he likes kicking it towards the field house. That's usually when he gets the most touchbacks. So that's what I like to see. Nobody gets hurt, no helmets popped, and we can come out and play.
And again, this is second quarter is brought to you by Contemporary Family Dentistry. They're located at 1117 Northwest 32nd Street. For all your dental needs, call them at 405-387-9300. Altus, desperate for a score here. They do receive the ball to start the second half. So they're not going to give up. Reed looks to his left. It's a wide receiver screen. Making one man miss and taking off is Altus there. And they're going to get their biggest gain of the night, as that is Lane. Well, he's got some wheels. Camden Lane with a big catch and run after the catch, and Altus is in business, just like that.
Well, and caught him in over pursuit. They all chased the other direction, going towards the running back in the flat, and it just opened up that left side of the field.
Bulldogs desperately needed that. They're now in Newcastle territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 for them at the Newcastle 29-yard line. Here's Wilson with only second run play, and not much doing there.
Yeah, they grabbed a hold of him. It's a good thing they kept hold of him, because when everybody started backing off, he was giving somebody a piggyback ride. I didn't see what number that was.
Not Tucker Brown, maybe?
Might have been.
So it's only 1 yard gain, 2nd and 9. Reed rolling to his right on second down. Fires, pass is caught at the hips, and it's going to be just shy of a first down. That's Alexander. Should be 3rd and 1 coming up. So, again, those two guys, those are really the two guys we're calling a lot, is Lane and Alexander, 4 and 6.
I'd watch for a quarterback run this time.
That's been their most effective running situation for Altus. And I agree with you, because Wilson is not lined up at running back for him. Reed will throw it, and it's dropped. That was going to be an easy touchdown for Lane, who made a spectacular catch and run 2 plays ago.
I think that's another one of those where the eyes turned before the ball got there.
Boy, if they don't score here, Altus is going to be thinking about that one for a long time. They're definitely going to go for it. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these teams calls a timeout, being the first half, so you're not as protective of those timeouts. And this is our first 4th down play where we have a team going for it. We had a punt earlier, but this is our first team going for the 4th down. It's 4th and 1. The Newcastle crowd is alive here.
You see they brought their beef backs in.
Reed will keep it. He should have the first down.
He does.
And that's just a good job by the quarterback reading things.
Well, they brought in those 3 hefty guys to run behind, so I think you and I could have probably made a first down on that one.
Don't overestimate me.
I can run 3 yards. That's about it.
That's all he needed, though. A red zone chance for Altus. 1st and 10. Reed will keep it again on a quarterback draw. Reed right up the middle. Reed will score for Altus. And they are back in this thing.
And that's what we talked about before the game. You know, he's a good runner, and he gets back, waits till everybody's overcommitted, then he just takes off. Nobody could touch him.
Well, he's not just a good runner. They put him in positions to succeed.
Yes.
And really just having the 4 wide receivers, and including 2 dangerous ones, that just spread the field. So it's like pick your poison. Even if you know they're not going to run the ball, or you don't expect them to run it with a running back, I should say.
Well, see, in
a dangerous team.
Usual defenses, you have the 3 layers. You got the line, you got the linebackers, you got the defensive backs. Whenever you spread it out that far, you have the line, and then you have it 1, maybe 2 linebackers, but you don't have the defensive backs.
Some confusion for Altus as they had trouble getting their extra point team on the field, but they have it on now. And the extra point is good by Riker Timms. So it's 28-14. Newcastle leads Altus. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right, it's another First United Bank kickoff for you. They have 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, a family bank in every sense of the word, family-owned, operated, built on family values, and treating you like family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. So Altus will kick off. They have kicked it short both times. They do it here. It's just important for Newcastle to field it. They do. They'll get a bit of a return up the right side, as we have a pile building up there, but not much of a return. Newcastle will take over at their own 36-yard line.
Yes, I didn't see who got that kick, but they're going to keep those short ones up. That just can't get any momentum once you catch it.
It's solid field position, though, so it's not bad for Newcastle, and it'll be the 37-yard line. Now, what's interesting, Billy, is, I don't know if you call this a cat and mouse game, but I think it's important for both teams. Whoever scores last will feel good going to halftime because, again, Altus will receive the ball to start the third quarter.
Well, and I'd be interested to see if they do quite a bit more running on this series to let that clock just wind down and go.
Yeah, so Newcastle would love to go up by 21. If Altus goes in halftime down 7, they have to feel pretty good. If it's 14, they'll feel okay. So we'll see how this ends, this half. Cresswell to keep it, and then he throws it. It's caught up the middle. Big gain for Newcastle as they will quickly get into Altus territory. That's Schumart. Alex Schumart has been a big weapon for Newcastle, but is this going to go back? Yeah, we got a flag.
I see a flag there, and it looks like they're not happy about it. Oh, an eligible receiver downfield. Doggone it. That was a great play because Cresswell was running out of green, and I just threw it right up the middle.
Name we haven't called much, Billy, is Santorio Boykins. And I haven't checked to see if it's because he's not in. He may not be in, so that's interesting.
Yeah, he's been in there a few times. I haven't seen. He's not in there right now, but I've seen him in there a time or two.
Probably the fastest guy on the team, you'd say?
Yeah, fastest, tallest, definitely on the team.
So this will back Newcastle up to their 32-yard line. Should be 1st and 15. We'll move the H back, and now here we go. Under center, will it be a run play? It will be. Right side is Ben Rogers, and Rogers tripped up there. He could have gotten a big one. But we'll see that on Eric Ledoux replay. And let's see where they spot it. Gain 19 on the play. That should be it was actually 1st and 20, so 2nd and 1 is what we'll call it. And that's actually a good down distance to do about whatever you want.
Well, and he's going to be mad about that. He got tackled by the 39-yard line. And so I know he wants more than that. He wants to score every time he touches it.
Yeah, he could have had a big one there, but still it's a good first down play because you go from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 1. That's huge.
Big, yes.
It's Rogers again. His momentum should give him a first down.
They did.
Alexander, the tackle for Altus.
And so now, you see Rogers going out, getting a breather. You see Bradford come in, so now the defense has to shift how it's going to play the running back. And that's been something that's really worked for Newcastle all year.
It's never a bad thing when you have two running backs that are different enough and that they can give each other rest. And Bradford should be ready to go here if they call his number. They do. Right up the middle is Bradford. He makes a man miss. Another man miss, and Bradford's taken off. Bradford inside the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Newcastle.
Wow. Well, I'm going to shut up because I said they ought to run some clock. Not the brightest. That's a 53-yard run.
Sometimes you can't help it.
No, you can't.
Eric Ledoux, State Farm Replay, the dedicated team committed to helping you find the perfect insurance coverage for your unique needs. Auto, home, and life insurance. They're here to provide quotes on all those things. Call them at 405-392-3992. That didn't take long, that's for sure. And we've seen just some big touchdown plays for Newcastle, including touchdown runs from Bradford and Rogers. They both have two. A couple of them are short, a couple of them are long. Madrano, and it's 35-14.
Wow.
Newcastle's offense is just going right now and going well. We'll be back with more Newcastle Racer playoff football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Welcome back to Newcastle Racer playoff football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's the third time they've hosted a 5A playoff game the last 2 years, and you couldn't ask for much more than this. This kickoff coming up brought to you by First United Bank. Hey, kickoff is a great sponsor to have, is it not? Here we call their name again. They have over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. A family-owned bank, family-owned and operated, built on family values and treating you like family. Spend life wisely, member FDIC. All right, so because Madrano's kicking to our left, I don't have my directions as far as north, south, east, west here, Billy. I'm so new here, but what direction is this?
Well, he's kicking it north, has a southerly wind, so I look to see this go into the blue area.
The last one did. And this one looked like it was going to be close, but they're going to call it back. So if that backs up Newcastle, you probably are not going to have a touchback, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, it looks like they're offsides on Newcastle.
So they're going to go back 5 yards, and the tough thing with that is, again, when Altus has been able to return the ball, they've had two good returns. So this will be interesting here. Altus would probably love to score a touchdown and take all the time off they can.
Wonder if they practiced a little bloop kick like Altus is doing. Because there's a lot of distance between that front line and that third line there.
I'm surprised we don't see Madrano kick more directional, right or left. He just kicks it straight up the middle, which is fine when it's a touchback.
Right.
But if it's not a touchback, I think those are the tougher ones to cover.
Good point.
All right, let's do it again. This time we should have a kickoff for you. And he kicks. He does angle this one, and it could go out of bounds. It does.
Madrano's kick goes out of bounds.
I don't know if you consider that really bad, Billy, or just something you have to accept.
I don't, because even if they get it at the 35-yard line, that's still less than when they catch it. So
yeah, definitely from the last time Altus had a return, they got it across midfield, thanks in part to a personal foul penalty, but it was still a really good return. Okay, so 4:45 to go until we get to halftime.
Oh, they're going to have them re-kick it?
I guess that's something that Altus can do. If it's a Newcastle penalty, they can elect to do that.
Wow.
I think that's kind of smart. You're going to back them up even more. They're going to kick off from the 30 now.
Yeah, now, I don't know if you knew this. The very first game of the year, the one where the computer crashed, Madrano kicked a 47-yard field goal.
I'm not surprised.
Just busted it.
It was tough to see because we obviously wanted Newcastle to be successful. He missed a field goal that would have tied the game in the fourth quarter against Bishop McGuinness, but it wasn't because of distance. He just pushed it a little bit to the left, or hooked it a little bit to the left. Wasn't off by much, but otherwise he's extremely reliable. This is going to be a tough one, though. And what do you do here? This is an interesting situation because, again, you're worried about Altus. They have some weapons. They got some speed, and you don't want them to get a return here. They're going to kick it to the middle here. It's going to be fielded by an up man from Altus. He's going to get a return. Not much. This is good fielding by Newcastle, so all things considered, not terrible for the Racers.
No.
It will be the 40-yard line of Newcastle's where Altus takes over. Guzman on the return.
Oh, no.
Oh, now we got flags flying. I was looking down in my roster here, Billy. I didn't see what happened.
Look like there's some shoving after the play on both sides, so this may be offsetting.
I tell you, those kickoffs can get nasty. I don't know if that special team seems to be where you'll, especially kickoffs and point afters, is where you can see a lot of chippiness.
Yes. Well, especially, this has been a pretty one-sided game, so you imagine emotions probably are fairly high.
Again, this is Altus' first playoff game in 7 years. And, of course, they have a good showing here. We'll see, is it offsetting or does one team get hit hard here?
Well, what's worrying me is he's looking like he's going to march it against Newcastle.
So the head ref is going to talk to Coach Brickman, and that leads to the Altus crowd cheering. So that seems to be the expectation right now.
We have a $250 annual membership that covers cleanings and exams.
Yeah, I usually see Brickman pretty cool-headed when he's talking to stuff. There was one time in a game earlier this season he got a flag thrown on him, but it's when a player on the opposite team came up cussing, and he just said to the other player, hey, you're better than that, but you're not allowed to talk to the other team's players, so they threw a flag on him.
That makes the other player look good, like he baited them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would never say to do that. But this is going to be on Newcastle, so we got good field position for Altus. The Newcastle 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Reed. Reed under pressure. He has to spin around. Needs to scrim it. Oh, should that be intentional grounding, Billy? Number 2 was close. Yeah. We know what the Newcastle fans want.
Yeah. No, it won't be intentional grounding. He was within 15 yards of the pass. So
Noah Barknut. Barknut's a hard name for me to pronounce. But he was the receiver that was close enough. And so Jamin Reed, the freshman quarterback, was able to get a pass off in an incomplete pass, so not a huge deal for Altus. It's 2nd and 10. They may be in 4-down territory already as they badly need a touchdown here. Oh, he wasn't ready for it, and now we have flags. This figures, when you see that, to be on the offense.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was watching the center, and he slowly dragged the football and then hiked it. So I don't know what happened right there.
I've not been keeping track of penalties, but it's close to even, maybe a little bit against Newcastle, but not by much.
I think the yardage is against Newcastle.
Yeah, because we had a couple personal fouls on kickoffs. Both ways, both times when Newcastle kicked off, I should say, there was a personal foul on him. But this penalty's on Altus, so it's 2nd and 15. Ball at midfield. Another bad snap. This one's low, but Reed's able to pick it up. And he's going to not get very far. He's going to lose yardage. I don't know if you consider that a sack or a quarterback run for a loss. But the tackle is made by Cody Nix.
Yes, I don't care what you call it. I call it minimal yards. So I'm happy with that.
Scagnetti also credited with a tackle. It's 3rd and 15. We saw Newcastle convert on 3rd and long. Can Altus do that? Reed will try to make a play with his legs, and he won't get very far. Another Scagnetti tackle, and we also want to mention Cody Nix was right there as well, a big lineman. And it's 4th and long. Clock's at 3:45 and counting. You expect a punt But I don't see the punting team coming out yet. Now they will, I think.
Altus coach is livid over there.
That is interesting. I'm not sure what his beef is. Did he think there was a late hit or some type of personal foul on Newcastle?
And something got under him.
You're right. He is livid.
That was the first time he was out there past the 50 the numbers, yelling at the ref and yelling timeouts. So
Jeremy Reed's a very seasoned coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he's someone who, if he loses his composure outwardly, it's very calculated.
That's what I was thinking. He knows when to pull out the spice and when to keep it sugary.
And whatever he's arguing for, he's not going to get it, as it's going to be 4th and 12. But like I said, such an important drive for Altus. They started at the Newcastle 45-yard line. And to go 3 and out, Newcastle's got plenty of time to make this score even more lopsided.
Well, I think that kickoff kind of woke up some defensive guys for Newcastle.
You're right. It was a great defensive series for them.
So I think you may have awakened a sleeping giant.
But the refs are conferring somewhat, so I don't see them changing anything. And I think I don't think there was a timeout called, but it was like a timeout as Newcastle had a huddle for their players, and some of the players not in the game came out for that as well. And we're still not sure what Altus is going to do here.
It looks like they're making a play. It doesn't look like it's just come out to kick, but
and they haven't started the play clock yet. This is interesting. I don't know why they wouldn't have started yet.
Well, I think they gave Altus the opportunity to have a timeout. Now they'll start it.
So I don't know. Did they call a timeout for Altus?
I think they did. That's what the coach was calling for.
Yeah, I think you're. And it looks like the Bulldogs will go for it. They're already calling it, like they're already thinking this is the game here, Billy. And another snap. Reed's got to make a play. He needs to get a throw off. He does able to keep it. Fires down the sideline. Incomplete. Wow, what a meltdown, Billy. And the main thing is the snaps.
Yeah, something's happened this series. That's the first series that I've seen that the centers had trouble getting the ball to the quarterback, and it seemed like he had it for most of the downs.
It's like having the yips. You don't understand how a center could be accurate on every shotgun snap, and then all of a sudden it's like it's in his head. He has one off one. And it wasn't even the first bad snap wasn't a low snap. It was just the bad timing.
Right.
And then after that, 2 low snaps. So it's got to be in his head. Boy, you don't usually notice the center unless he makes something bad happen.
That's right, yeah. Kind of like an official. If he does right, you don't notice.
Unless you got someone like Creed Humphrey making plays. Got to mention him, of course. They're going to throw it short on first down. This is Longman, who's had a great game. He gets shoved out of bounds, but legally, of course, but a good first down run.
He's brought down number 15, Xavier Pitts.
Xavier Pitts for Altus with the tackle. 2nd and 2 coming up.
Yeah, and again, they're doing those a lot faster out in the flats, and that's really helping them. Like here, they got 8 yards. It's helping them get yardage down the field.
2nd down and short, so Altus has options. Newcastle has options here. And they're going to go under center is Cresswell. Handoff.
Wow.
This is Bradford. Bradford jukes. He gets the first down. And some more. And Eric will do instant replay. Worthy of that. This will be 1st and 10 for Newcastle. Now, Billy, do you try to run clock? I know it's hard, like you said, it's hard to do when you got this home run threats.
Well, and they're showing trouble stopping them. I would just run it into the end zone if you can, because then you're looking at a 4-touchdown lead.
Well, Bradford in, and you don't have to tell him that. If he's going to have that chance, he'll do it. Clock has stopped. Bradford went out of bounds, and so here it is, 1st and 10. Bradford runs into a couple Bulldogs. This is good team pursuit there. He won't gain much. Tackle made for Altus by Pitts, Sean Pitts. Xavier Pitts as well. They must be brothers, I would guess, but they could be cousins. Who knows? Probably one of the two. But now, Bill, this is where the question is. Now you have a run play that doesn't go very far. Now do you run clock?
Well, and it looks like they can let it keep running down if they want to.
And it looks like they are being delivered. We're at 15 seconds to go in the play clock. And it's second down and 11.
See, me personally, just keep playing the way you've been playing.
No, that makes sense. Another handoff to Bradford, and Bradford so hard to bring down as he gets past two Altus tacklers, and it'll be short of a first down, but it's going to be third and short. Lamb won the tacklers for Altus.
And I'd say they have 2 downs to get it 2 yards, 2.5 yards. So bring in Rogers.
They do bring in Ben Rogers. 3rd and 2, trying to draw Altus offside. So, again, when that doesn't happen, that is normal for him to wait. Get another play, and it seems like. Cresswell is going to throw it. Throw it over the middle, and it was a little low. And incomplete to Caden Longman. Well, you said they had 2 plays to go for it, so this might be Newcastle's first time going for it on 4th down. Not that they couldn't kick a field goal, but I would expect them to go for it.
Well, and that pass had a defender with his arms out, so he had to get it around the arms, and that just took a little off of it. So.
Bradford is the running back now, back in on 4th down.
Brings up 4th and 2 for Racers.
They have a shift going in. No Boykins in. Under center. Cresswell, handoff. Sideways is Bradford, and I don't think he got it.
He didn't.
And Altus gets their first stop of the game.
Wow.
Bradford not happy with himself.
They just had that side cut off there. So,
the clock should be stopping, and it does stop now at 1:20. Well, it's still going. Now it's stopped. I keep saying it stops, and then it goes a little bit further. Looking right at the clock, and that 6 seconds went off. It probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they reset it. Because it's a change of possession.
And I'm sure they will. You know that Altus is wanting every second they can.
Absolutely. And I think they have only 1 timeout. Well, on the scoreboard, they have all their timeouts. No, I got the wrong one.
They haven't reduced the timeouts, but I believe they've already used all 3 of theirs.
Okay.
Because they had 2 timeouts and then getting upset.
Yeah, they're going to set the clock back to 1:41. Again, Altus, it's Newcastle's in firm command here, but also worth mentioning, Altus will receive the ball to start the second half.
Right.
So they would feel really good if they could get a touchdown here to end the half. Reed, bit of a low snap, but he got it. His first option's taken away. Now he's going to run with it, and he won't get very far. And that's Nix again.
Yeah. Cody Nix just staying there at home. And that's the best thing. He couldn't. The defensive ends had him cut to the inside, and Cody Nix just stayed right there, and the clock runs.
So it's second down and long. Another low snap for Reed, but he's able to control this one. Fires. Passes intercepted.
There's Boykins.
Here's the run back. There's Boykins. He makes the play with his hands on defense, and he'll get close to a touchdown. He will get a touchdown. A pick 6 for Santorio Boykins.
You've been waiting to call his number.
I have.
And there he is.
Well, whatever reasons he wasn't playing wide receiver, Billy, now you're like, oh, yeah, maybe we should put him back in a receiver some. Although they haven't needed it yet. And what a back-breaking play that is for Altus. And Newcastle is about to go up 42-14 with an extra point here.
Wow.
Amazing 6 touchdowns scored in a playoff game. In a game we were expecting to be close.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot more close. Is that right? A lot closer, a lot more close?
They both work.
A lot more closer.
Madrano, a bit of a high snap, but he gets the kickoff, and it's good. It's 42-14. Newcastle leads Altus on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jordan Ray, Billy Collier, and what has been an impressive first half for Newcastle, to say the least. Another First United Bank kickoff coming up. Altus has 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. We believe no timeouts. But they're down 28, so they have to try again here. I don't think they can be conservative. Now, the last kickoff was an adventure for Newcastle because of the penalties.
Good word. Got the wind going, so we'll see if he puts it through the end zone.
If they can just avoid a penalty here, that will give Medrano a chance. He does have one touchback kicking this direction. We'll see if he can have another one. It's got plenty of distance. Looks like, and yes, it will be a touchback. We'll call it a First United Bank touchback. First United Bank, member FDIC. So as we're getting close to halftime, Billy, I mean, I think the good thing for Altus is they've just done everything they wanted to do on offense. They basically accomplished.
Right.
And their defense, again, Altus is not easy. They're not an easy team to defend, but their defense has started to figure some things out too.
I think so. They're figuring out that run, and so you may have to throw in a few other things with that, because you're starting to see Rogers and Bradford not having the success that they did. But I still have yet to see them really put a good stop on them, except for that one series.
We'll see how Altus plays this, as they're not going to have good field position. They got to go 80 yards for a touchdown and not much time to do it. Reed will throw it short. Dump off there. This is Lane, and boy, you can see he can run. That should temporarily stop the clock as he gets a first down. He's tackled by Boykins. Camden Lane's had a really good game for Altus, and they're going to move the chains here. So they can really take some chances now they got that first gain. A 20-yard play. Back to pass is Reed over the middle. It's caught again by Lane. He gets hit hard by the safety there. That's Longman. Not surprised Caden Longman laid the wood on that. And the clock should keep running because that wasn't the first down. It does. And that's what certainly indicates, Billy, that, Altus is out of timeouts.
Yeah.
They got trips to the left. Second down. Again, they throw it short.
Oh, nice cut.
Alexander, what a spin there. That should be a first down, so that should temporarily stop the clock. We're at 22 seconds to go. We're now in Newcastle territory.
And I think Newcastle's playing it smart, not letting anybody behind them.
Altus did have a timeout. They'll call one right now.
Never trust a preacher's math.
Well, that was a weird situation.
It was.
When those last timeouts were called by the Bulldogs, because of there's a big confrontation with the Altus head coach Jeremy Reed and the refs. Not that they did anything that bad, but just he was very animated, and so was play being stopped because of that, or was there a timeout called? And we weren't sure.
Yeah.
So, but now we know there was at least a timeout left, and so Newcastle, they just have to be solid on defense here. Obviously, nothing gets behind them.
And they're playing it smart, just like you said. They're playing that cover two. You've got Longman and you've got Santorio about 15, 20 yards back from the ball. Just cannot let anybody behind them.
Interesting enough, Billy, Pryor is not dominating Bishop Kelly. They're up 25-14 at halftime, so I still think they'll pull this out, but the Bishop Kelly's hung around at least for one half.
Definitely making it a game.
Also over in the east, the other district winner on the east side is Coweta. They're trailing in the third quarter to Claremore. That's a 4-versus-1 there.
Wow.
And the Zebras are poised for an upset. That would be big. McGinnis could win at Guthrie and then host a game, but that would be amazing. All right, out of time. I think we got motion on Altus. This is an easy one. Boy, they've
When your big dogs move, you can't hide it.
Tough for the Bulldogs. They definitely have been the more mistake-prone team, and that may come with what you talked about. Like you thought Altus would have more of an advantage if they were at home. The Newcastle's in the friendly confines, and they've played the cleaner game. Yeah, a couple penalties on them, like personal fouls and stuff. But Altus have had some big penalties called on them, some bad snaps, and 2 turnovers.
Yeah, overall, I'd say Newcastle's played a very good game. Not being familiar with Altus' style of offense.
All right, so now we got 2nd and 15. In Newcastle territory, man in motion for Reed. Screen pass, and they need to get a first down, and the clock's running, and they don't come close. Well defended by Newcastle. Lane was held in check there, and the clock is running. That's a surprising call, Billy. I mean, that's if you don't have a timeout, I don't know why you'd call that. I think they may have. Did they call a timeout?
No, he spiked the ball.
I don't know. Well, if he did, he didn't have time. I was looking at the clock.
He spiked it with about 1 second.
So that would make it 3rd down. Doesn't really matter the down here.
No.
It looks like they're going to go for a Hail Mary, which can be exciting. But
well, and I like that. Man, don't just go to halftime. Let's try and put something on the board while you got to lose.
So, more and more on these Hail Mary attempts, Billy, I've noticed that the teams will rush a normal amount of players on defense, making it hard for the quarterbacks to have time. And Newcastle's rushing 4 right here for as Reed will try to chuck one. You would expect, or maybe some type of hook and ladder. Low snap. Now they're going to throw it short. We'll see some laterals, I assume. It's caught by, I believe, number 11 for Altus.
Ooh.
Oh, he got hit hard. It's ruled for. That's not a penalty by Longman. It was not. No reason to call it. Just was thinking, what if they did call it? Cole Osborne, the receiver for Altus. And that is how the half will end. Newcastle dominating Altus 42-14. Billy, real quick, any thoughts?
No, just surprised that they've not been able to stop Newcastle. You had that one on 4th. I think they were trying to kill more clock than try and score. But other than that, I haven't really seen anything stopping them.
All right, when we come back, it'll be close to the 3rd quarter beginning, and we'll talk a little bit more about this game, and we'll give you some scores and other 5A playoff games. You are watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Your score at the half is, I just went up the bleachers here, Newcastle all over Altus, score of 42-14. Jordan Ray filled in for Josh Calloway. We should be back for next week for Newcastle, as it looks like the Racers are poised to advance. Still got a half of football left to play. And we're going to have another kickoff, of course, brought to you by First United Bank. Also, the third quarter sponsor is OEC. Taking high-speed fiber where no one else will. No contracts, no fees, just good connection. Bringing you the power of high-speed fiber services to your door. Check them out at oecfiber.com. All right, we'll bring you some updated 5A scores throughout this next few minutes. All right, Billy, so Newcastle has the momentum. Anything important to mention for the second half?
Well, they got to continue making adjustments, keep playing. They got to play a little bit smarter than they did. There's some fouls, some penalties that really could have hurt them, but we escaped it. But I think they just got to keep going.
And Medrano will have his third touchback of this game, so that's one of the things you need to hold on to this 28-point lead. Good field position for your defense, and that's what Newcastle will have here.
Well, and it seems like Newcastle's figured some things out on defense. They're definitely not rushing everybody and keeping one back, just rushing a surprising few. So that's really cut down on that, but it's opened up their short pass offense. So they got to do that. As for Altus, I don't think they found an answer on how to stop Newcastle yet.
Yeah, but the most important and pressing need for Altus right now is scoring again. They need some touchdowns. And they're going to have to go 80 yards for this one. Jamin Reed, the freshman QB who's had a tremendous year, needs to have a tremendous half for him. Fires to the left side. That pass is caught and close to a first down. That's Lane again. Boy, you know he's looking for Lane a lot.
Yeah, so it'd be Lane or Alexander.
Yeah.
That's what he's going for. But I think you're going to see those short passes for the next 24 minutes.
So it's a good down and distance, a second in inches, I think. And that pass gets knocked down. So it'll become third down as a good play for Newcastle. Like number 28, Karsten Pepke. Okay, yep. Glad you're here to do that.
Well, he's had an older brother or two, so I've been able to learn that one.
Okay, as a first down play, actually, I thought they were short of the first down on their first play from scrimmage. So that was 1st and 10 on that incompletion. It's now 2nd and 10. 2 in the backfield for Reed. It's a handoff to Wilson. By far his best run, and not something they've done very often.
No.
It's DJ Wilson. This time I think he is short of the first down. This time I think we will have 2nd and 1.
Well, and that was the second handoff I've seen him do to Wilson.
Yeah.
But both times it's caught Newcastle off guard.
So that's 3rd and 1. Altus looking to get a first down here, keep this drive going. Another handoff, and I think Altus gets it, but not by much. But Wilson again on the handoff. So interesting, Altus running the ball a bit more here as they're down 4 scores. But it is a first down.
Well, and they may be opening it up for that long pass. So
Scagnetti, the tackle for Newcastle. I just like saying his name.
The missile.
That's a great nickname to have, no matter what position you play in football. 1st and 10 now for Reed. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Gets the throw up, and it's low and incomplete. They had to go to his knees talking about the receiver. That's Osborne. I've watched him play basketball. He's a good athlete, but we haven't called his name much. Cole Osborne.
Well, they did a good job of getting to him, but he could have run for about 8 yards. He hasn't run too much. I've noticed that. Since the first quarter, he hasn't run a whole lot.
He was very good at that the first 2 drives. One of them led to a touchdown. Second down. Throw short, and Lane dropped it. Camden Lane with a drop.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
So a couple plays where Altus probably should have got some yards, and they didn't. They get nothing, and now it's 3rd and 10. And this is really important for the Bulldogs because you don't want 4th and 10 here, and you can't waste any possessions.
No, this is a major part of the game right here. This could cost them the game.
Twin receivers, both sides. Again, it's Wilson in the backfield. Reed out of the shotgun. Has some time. Fires over the middle. That's intercepted. That's Longman down the right sideline. Cuts it back to the middle and is tackled inside the 20.
Wow.
What can he do?
He is a Swiss Army knife right in there, playing that deep one. It just goes up and snags it out of the air. The very last thing Altus needed.
That's 2 interceptions by 2 receivers for Newcastle, who also play in the defensive backfield. And that replay is brought to you by Eric Ledoux State Farm. And Eric Ledoux, they're a dedicated team committed to helping you find the perfect insurance coverage for your unique needs, whether it's auto, home, or life insurance. Be sure to call them at 405-392-3992. And this is also a red zone opportunity for Newcastle, so it's a Trinity Restoration and Construction red zone. Cresswell, handoff to Bradford. Not much doing there, but I figure, Billy, we'll see a lot of handoffs here this half for Newcastle.
Yeah, I think you will too, and they were ready for that one. He didn't gain about half a yard, but the clock keeps moving, and they're there in the red zone.
2nd and 10 for the 16.
Yeah, so it's officially no gain, 2nd and 10. Cresswell tries to clap him off sides. Altus doesn't move this time, although they did go off sides a couple other times. Now they gets in a new play. Bradford moves from his right to his left side. And it's Bradford on the handoff. And Bradford will get a no, he threw it for a touchdown. Again, I got fooled by the handoff to Bradford. That was a fake. And Newcastle throws a touchdown pass. Cresswell finds number 2. That's Ashton Schumard.
And that was a great play. Uriah was up here just telling me, he got me. He got me too. You see that on the replay. He got our cameraman faked out too, so great job.
Really, I give credit to Bradford. He looked like he had the ball the way he was moving.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was following him, and I missed a good pass thrown, but we know it happened. And it's about to be 49-14 if Medrano can convert. And no problem. He's 7 for 7 on extra points. 49-14 your score. Newcastle dominating Altus right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Okay, by this point, you all should memorize our kickoff sponsor. But I'm going to tell you anyway, it's First United Bank. Over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. A family bank in every sense of the word. Family-owned and operated. Built on family values and treating you like, you guessed it, family. Spend life wisely, member FDIC. So another kickoff for Medrano. And he has done very well kicking to this side. Avoiding any returns from Altus, who has some dangerous return guys. So Medrano will go for another touchback here. And this one will be a touchback. Landed in the end zone.
Kick goes in the end zone.
All right, well, we got some interesting other games in 5A. Can Claremore pull the upset? According to what I'm seeing, they're up 2 against Coweta. Coweta is the 1 seed. Claremore finishes 4th in District 4, Coweta 1st in District 3. And Claremore's up 28-26 late in the 4th. Guthrie has closed the gap on McGinnis, down by 2 scores much throughout the game, and even 3 scores. They're down 1 score now, 35-28. Pryor, according to what we're seeing, is not past Bishop Kelly yet. It's a 10-point lead for Pryor. We'll give you some more scores here in a moment. First play of this drive for Altus is they have the ball at their own 20. Jamin Reed looked like he's about to call a timeout. Gets a good snap there. Pass short. And again, a good run after the catch by Lane. And he'll get about 8 yards on that play.
He's just showing some difficulty being tackled.
Yeah.
Just does not go down with the first guy that touches him. Able to shift sideways. I'm not sure exactly how he's doing it, but he's getting out of those tackles.
Another good East Side game in 5A. Collinsville and McAllister tied at 14. That game in the 4th quarter. Reed lofts it up, and that's way overthrown to his intended target. So it'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, it looked like receiver and the quarterback were not on the same playbook page on that one.
That's the name I have trouble with. Barlket.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Looks like
Barknet.
Number
3.
I would say it Barknet too, just like you have been.
Okay. There's a silent letter there, but there's a few silent letters. Well, this is going to be 3rd and 3. They're going to run it, trying to get the first down, and they do. Wow. Wilson, I think that's Wilson, got hit hard there, but not till after got a first down. Oh, some pushing after the fact. Oh, that's probably going to be a flag on Newcastle, so you just got to don't get too fired up when you're up 28 points.
No, you don't.
DJ Wilson with a run. He's looked pretty good this quarter for Altus, and something happened there that led to some tension, and it looks like the last person to react will draw the penalty.
Always the second man.
In some cases, always the last man, but yes. So it appears this will be a personal foul on Newcastle. So there may have been more penalties on Altus, but there's been personal fouls on Newcastle, none of which have really hurt them. Except maybe one that led to a short field for Altus when they scored their first touchdown.
Well, and you hear the fans.
Someone's writing down names, it appears. I don't know if that means someone's going to get tossed. And Altus fans are excited. We'll see where they spot it. It's definitely on Newcastle.
Well, but before they get too excited, you remember a while ago when this happened, it kind of woke up the defense. So
yeah. So it's 1st and 10 for Altus at the Newcastle 43-yard line. Trips to the right. Reed is all alone in the backfield, so it's going to be him doing something. It's going to keep it. Faking the throw. He's going to get a first down. That's something we haven't seen much from Reed lately, like you mentioned, Billy, but they use it there. I'll move the chains.
Well, and I have been really surprised because he's been one of their most efficient runners.
TJ Bradford, the running back, also the tackler on that play. And again, an empty backfield for Reed. Has some time. Now he rolls to his right. Oh, it's dropped. And it's been that kind of night for Altus. They have made some of those mistakes. That's Osborne, the intended receiver. He has not done much.
Well, that's the second pass in a row that he's dropped. I don't mean to pile on or anything, but
well, no,
those are necessary.
Yeah, real important for him. We're almost at the point where, you say if they have any chance of coming back, now you're almost at the point where they don't have a chance. It doesn't seem like. Down 35 points, but they're just going to keep playing no matter what the score is. And I know Newcastle their defense wants to keep the score at 14, win or lose. That pass is tossed to Wilson. Wilson gets hit hard at the 30, but he gets something there.
Yeah. Looked like his knee touched after he caught it. No, he didn't.
Garrett Pratt, the tackler. He's one of the captains, too, for Newcastle. He's going to make it 3rd and 7. Expect Altus to go for it if they don't get this. But they're going to try to get this, of course. Reed. Got time. Now he fires across field. It's caught. Nice play there as Alexander gets the catch inside the 20. Bradford the tackle in that play. That was some good improvisation there by Reed.
Oh, great pass. Threw it out there in front of him, let him run into it. Great pass.
Worth mentioning again, Jamin Reed, the quarterback for Altus, is a freshman, but he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the state this year, statistically and otherwise. There's Wilson on the left side in the handoff. He has been very effective this game, or this quarter. Didn't do much in the first half. Gets a solid first down gain there, as this is only the third time I believe Altus has had the ball in the red zone.
Yeah, and they're 2 for 2, so.
So second and about 5. Reed fires right side. That pass is caught, but not much of a gain there, as that's Alexander again. And Bradford's been busy on defense. I'm curious to see if when Newcastle gets the ball, if he gets a rest, because Bradford's been doing a lot on defense here. They're going to stay in to help them get a stop if they can. Reed will run it up the middle, and he's going to get inside the 5, and that should be a first down. So first and goal coming up.
That is first down. Way not to give up on him. You know, some years back I would have seen him give up on him and just let him score.
Reed again will keep it. Newcastle crunched him there.
Oh.
That Scagnetti was one of the crunchers, and I believe the other one for Newcastle was Blake Allen. And there's a flag.
Yeah, a flag came in late here on the sideline.
This could be a big penalty whoever's against, as far as.
Looked like the quarterback got hit pretty good. Looks like they're walking backwards.
See, now if that's on Altus, that's massive. It is. It's the first personal fouls called on the Bulldogs. I did not see what happened there, but that's going to really put it in doubt now if they can score a touchdown. They're going to go way back.
Well, and I don't want to guess at what happened, but when Reed ran up the middle, he got hit pretty hard, and he was squirming on the ground like he was hurting, and looked like his players were trying to hurry up and back the defense off.
So it'll still be first and goal, but at the 21, they got to go 21 yards to score, and it's goal to go. Reed dumps it off. That's Wilson. Wilson gets tackled in the backfield. Scagnetti.
Scagnetti comes up doing the shark on his helmet. He likes hitting. He loves hitting.
Now the down marker actually has third down here, and I may have lost track of that. The scoreboard had second. Because of the personal foul, I wasn't sure. But if it was a dead ball, it would have been a down against Altus. And it's marked at the 23. It's third and goal at the 23. That was just a massive personal foul against the team in Altus that has just had a rough night. And the Newcastle crowd is coming alive here. And that's probably going to lead Altus to calling a timeout. And when you're down like this in the second half, you want to save those timeouts. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, welcome back to Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is the OEC third quarter. Jordan Ray here filling in for Josh Calloway, who should be back for next week's broadcast, as Newcastle with that 35-point lead looks pretty good to advance to round 2. Also great to have Billy Collier back.
Great to be back.
As he's had to take a few weeks off. This is a third and goal for Altus, all the way back at the 23-yard line, not where you want a third and goal. And a low snap for Reed. He's able to pick it up. He's got time. He will run with it, gets to the 15, and will get taken out of bounds, slide out of bounds at the 14. Be about a 31 or 32-yard field goal if Altus wanted to do that. Otherwise, they're going to go for it. They got to throw it to the end zone. I guess it's a more realistic distance here if that's what they decide to do.
Well, and I think they realize 3 points isn't going to get them anywhere. They're going to have to get in the end zone.
Okay, well, Altus has to score here. It's 4th again in goal, a long 4th and goal. They need to make sure they get a throw off to the end zone. And here we go. It's Reed empty in the backfield for him. It's all him here. Rolls right, has some time, fires, corner of the end zone. Looks like it's overthrown. And I couldn't quite see because of the fans standing up, but that's okay. I can tell it's incomplete. Turnover on downs, and the Racers defense holds again. And Altus just has to be really bummed out about that personal foul.
Oh, just frustrated. You're doing everything you can. You're eating up a lot of green. You just can't get into the end zone.
By the way, I was told by Tom Carpenter, who's reporting right now for us at the Guthrie Bishop McGinnis game, that game is tied at 35.
Yep. And Bishop Kelly is not going into that sweet good night.
I'm surprised at that. I mean, Pryor was so good last week at home against Del City. And they just scored a touchdown to go back by 10. But, I'm sure if the Newcastle coaches watch film of that game for Pryor, they're going to see some weaknesses possibly, especially with Bishop Kelly scoring. And Del City scored a lot of points too, so that suggests the Pryor defense may be a little vulnerable. Del City scored 35 points last week. The only problem for them is Pryor scored 51. Newcastle will throw on first down, and it's caught. Left side, plenty of running room, and being ushered out of bounds. That's number 12 for Newcastle. That's Corbin Brewer, a sophomore.
Yeah, it's good to see him getting involved. You may see some different people. I know at the end of the first half, Ashton Schumart was a little banged up on a tackle, so you may see some other receivers.
On the Oklahoma Sports Network, Del City only up 14-7. They had a great offensive game and a bad defensive game last week, and now it's kind of the opposite here as it's the fourth quarter, so Booker T not out of it yet. That game again on the network. Handoff to Rogers right side. Rogers gets to the edge, and he will get close to another first down. He may have one.
Man, he's just like a streak. He got to the sideline fast and got up that side real fast.
It's interesting, Newcastle are going kind of quick in the sense that they've got 2 first downs, both going out of bounds both times, but the clock is running. It's only the third quarter. But
they haven't really gone back in a traditional huddle tonight yet, have they?
They have not. And they're going for it right now. Up 35, they want more. Under center again is Cresswell. Handoff, it's Rogers. This time he's met by 3 or 4 Bulldogs. It makes sense we're seeing a lot of Rogers now because, again, T.J. Bradford was so active on defense that last drive, but now Bradford will check in.
Yeah. Well, and they're expecting run now. I think this would be a good time to throw that pass. You may hear the crowd cheering. What they're cheering about is they just announced the bathrooms are now open.
Yeah, that made it an adventure for me to get back up here. It looked like I got back up here right in time to start the third quarter.
It's always the little things.
Yes. Yeah, it's a play fake and a toss, and it's caught by Longman. Couldn't hold on to it.
Pass incomplete.
He had it and just couldn't corral it, so it'll be incomplete. 3rd and 11, except there is a flag. And it's on Newcastle, so they're going to go backwards. I would assume, although maybe Altus may decline it. I don't think they will. I think they would push him back. Lawton MacArthur, very impressive on the Oklahoma Sports Network. They're up 57-14 against Noble. This would be Lawton MacArthur's first playoff win in 4 years. And they would host next week. And by the way, did you know, I don't know if you'll have a chance to do this next year, or we will at Midwest City, but Lawton MacArthur now plays at their own high school.
Oh, okay.
They're starting to do that some this season, and they're going to do it. I was told they're going to do it for both playoff games if they do advance. and it looks like they will. Pass is caught short, and nice spin move, and that should be a Newcastle first down. As that's Ben Rogers, with Bradford as your number one running back. Now's the chance where they're kind of resting him some and letting Ben Rogers go at it.
Yeah, it looks like it's about a yard short. That was good fighting, getting as much yardage as he could. Well, so what I like to see right now is you got Bradford and Rogers in there.
Yeah, who knows? Who's going to get the ball here? On 3rd and 1, they're going to try to draw him off sides. And now they'll get another play in. So we're at 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Newcastle looks like they will advance. Again, tries to draw them off sides. They have plenty of play clock to run. Actually, never mind, they don't. And they're going to call a timeout here. All right, take a quick break. You're watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock.
Sorry about that. There's no timeout. They didn't get the timeout in time, and now it was 4th down. I lost track of the downs. And for the first time, Newcastle will punt. That's Longman who punts. What does he not do? Like you said, he's a jackknife, and that's a really good punt. That may be his best highlight, actually, Billy.
That's right.
Well, all he's done, he's got an interception that he got a good return off of, didn't quite score, but came close. He's got a touchdown pass. It's Caden Longman, touchdown reception, I should say. And that punt was perfect.
He can hit, he can catch, he can intercept, he can punt, he wets his pants and cries mama. He just does everything.
When you say hit and catch, does that also include baseball?
Yes, he's an excellent baseball player. In fact, if he goes to the next level, he'll probably go as a baseball player, even more than football.
I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on Newcastle in baseball as they will now be in 5A.
Yeah, he has a wicked curveball.
Oh, so he pitches too. You didn't mention that part.
No, he's a pitcher.
Does he do anything in the winter, like wrestling or basketball?
Sleep.
Okay, it's probably good. He'll probably need to lose a little weight. Usually that's what you do when you go from football to baseball. 1st and 10 for Reed. He's going to go deep. He has a man, and it's almost intercepted as Boykins again, not playing much on offense, but he's been good on defense.
Well, and you got to give it to the defensive backs right there. He thought he had number 6 there. I think that's Alexander. Open, and they both just closed in on him, and either one of them could have slapped the ball away. It just happened to be Boykin this time.
I didn't even mention where Altus is. They are inside their own 20 at their own 13-yard line. So that's how good Caden Longman's punt was. And now they have 2nd and 10 there. And the Newcastle crowd's still very much in this game, even though they're up comfortably. It's a handoff that goes nowhere. DJ Wilson on the run. And that's number 71 for Newcastle. That's Nix. Yeah. They got some beef, does Newcastle, on that line, that's for sure.
He's been the rock. You can't move him. You can't get around him. You just got to enjoy the embrace and fall down.
3rd down and 8 to go for Jamin Reed.
There he goes.
He's going to look to run for the first down. Good job by not fumbling there. He'll be short of the first down, though. Fletcher, the tackle for Newcastle.
I'd be surprised if they went for it, but it looks like they're going to.
Well, it's only 4th and 2, but this is very deep inside your own territory to go for it. But they are lined up to do that.
Let's see what happens.
And now you got 2 on the left side in the backfield, and it's to block. And Reed bounces to the outside. He's going to get a first down. He's still going. Reed is taken off. Reed's in the 40, past the 40, 30, 20, inside the red zone. Boy, that freshman's got some wheels.
That was just an excellent cut to the outside. He had nothing up the middle, cut it to the outside. And now you got to worry about it. He's got to turn around and get him into the end zone after running 50, 60 yards.
Altus is going to hurry up. After all, they are down 5 touchdowns. This is Wilson, handoff left side. He cannot bounce to the outside, and he'll get taken down for a minimal gain.
That's probably really smart because he's winded. Again, that's over 60 yards he ran. So hand it off to somebody else, let them run for a while.
Osborne kind of in the backfield, although I'm sure he'll line up at receiver. Reed getting the play in from the Altus bench. It's 2nd down and 7. Twins both sides. Wilson in motion. Reed back to pass. Has some time. Can't find anybody. Now he'll get sacked. I guess you could call it a coverage sack, Billy.
That's what I call it, and I was surprised he stayed back there that long.
Jaden Fletcher gets the sack, and it's 3rd and long. So Altus again having some red zone problems.
Now again, if you're watching, wanting to learn football, defensive end, stay put, let them run to you.
Yeah, I've come to be a big believer in that. You have to do that with running quarterbacks. 3rd and 10, as that was a 2-yard loss. So it's back to the line of scrimmage. Reed drops back. Screen pass, and it's intercepted. I believe that's Fletcher on the interception, so he gets a sack and an interception in back-to-back plays. Have you ever seen that, Billy? A sack and an interception in back-to-back plays.
I have not. And an interception by a lineman.
And just reading that screen passes are not normally intercepted. They're usually very hard to do that on.
I think Altus and the offseason are going to be ready to just burn this film. Because this has just been a very awkward game for them. Very advantageous for us. Awkward for them.
Yeah, I mean, Altus has been able to move the ball. They've offensively, I don't think they're that far behind Newcastle, really. But they just haven't been able to finish, and they've gotten in their own way at times. Newcastle, yeah, they've had a few, on offense especially, a couple of 5-yard penalties here and there, but they've played mostly a very clean game. No turnovers, 4 turnovers on Altus, 3 interceptions there. That's Rogers with a handoff. That'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Altus Bulldogs, folks, they're going to move on. They just got to get through this 4th quarter without any injuries.
Yeah, Newcastle is playing really well.
Newcastle.
You're good.
Newcastle's going to move on.
We start the 4th, an exciting 4th.
Yes, we'll be right back with that 4th on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Welcome back to the 4th quarter here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. The HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing 4th quarter. Jordan Ray, Billy Palmer. Now I'm getting your name wrong. There's Billy Palmer,
fine,
works for the Oklahoma Sports Network. Billy Collier, though, is the man here. What's indisputable is this. Newcastle is going to make it to the 2nd round. They're just going to protect the lead here with more Ben Rogers, and Rogers looks like he's going to get a 1st down and some more.
Ben Rogers on the run.
That was a good misdirect, too.
There's a flag, though. Usually on a big run play, it's on the offense for holding, which we haven't seen much of that. We have not seen much offensive holding, if any. I think there was one called on a pass play for Newcastle.
Well, and I think anytime you change directions like that play does, somebody's usually stuck with the jersey in their hands.
And, of course, the big thing, like I said, Billy, it's interesting to see how long you see. And, of course, Ben Rogers is not a starter, but you got to view him as one. You know, at some point, when do you want to rest these guys? As the main thing is now get through this fourth quarter without any injuries. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11 after the holding penalty. It's more Rogers. He gets tripped up this time, so 3rd down coming up. Lane the tackle. No, it's Bradford. T.J. Bradford with the run. Camden Lane, a good athlete. He's a senior for Altus, though. Looks like this will be the end for him, but at least he and his senior class got a playoff appearance.
Well, and they're a good team. You know, I do not look forward to facing that quarterback any time over the next 3 years.
It'll be to see also, Billy, what district they're in. They're going to redo the districts like they do every 2 years. And I was told that will be announced in January. So will Newcastle be with Altus? Will they be with Midwest City? It'll be interesting to see the lineup. So we're going to have another timeout here.
Looks like Altus called timeout.
And it's the first time Altus called timeout on defense. We'll pass on some scores here. Carl Albert up comfortably against Duncan, and MacArthur up comfortably against Noble. You're expecting those teams to win. Those are the 1 seeds. District champs. So Newcastle's dominance goes right up there with them, and that's a 2 versus 3 matchup. And Collinsville and McAllister are going to overtime. That, by the way, that was the teams that met in the 2021 state championship game. A close game won by Collinsville. Collinsville finished 3rd in District 4. McAllister 2nd in District 2. Dale City, a 14-point lead in the 4th quarter against Booker T last we checked. Pryor, a 10-point lead, a little early in the 4th quarter against Bishop Kelly. If Pryor holds on and wins, then Newcastle will be making a trek to Pryor next Friday.
And a fun trek if we take a play like we played tonight.
Find a good place to eat, and the drive will be more than worth it, even if Newcastle didn't win, but obviously it'll be way worth it if they do.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they bobble the play here. They're going to get tackled for losses, Newcastle. It's one of the few mistakes we've seen. And again, you just want to make sure that
he's brought down number 70, Mikey Brown.
No one gets hurt.
Yeah,
Cresswell doesn't need to get hurt.
No, turned it over. You know, I guess you really don't have to worry about turning it over too much at this point. But wonder if they're going to come at him, come at Longman.
Well, if they do, and Longman doesn't feel comfortable punting, I could see him running for a 1st down.
I can too.
He's got plenty. No, they did make a good rush there, but Longman gets the punt off, has good hang time. They will take an Altus bounce, though, so Altus will have good field position here. So, you pick that up if you're Newcastle quickly.
Yep.
And that's what happens is Altus will have it at the 37-yard line. Again, this 4th quarter is brought to you by HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Hey, don't stress, call HMS. A 40-year experience company focused on HVAC and plumbing needs in Newcastle and surrounding areas. Roger, Karen, and Chris would love to take care of your air and plumbing needs. Look HMS up at hmscomfort.com. Call them at 405-392-5413. Altus trying to get that 3rd touchdown here as they go left side. That's Lane again, and then a flag is thrown on the tackle, so that makes me wonder if that's a face mask.
Pushed out of bounds, number 2, Ashton Schumard, and number 8, Caden Longman. There's a flag on the play.
It is a final, by the way, an upset. Claremore knocks off Coweta.
Wow.
The team that finished 4th, knocking off a team that finished 1st in the other East Side District.
That's why you play the game.
By the way, it's not on Newcastle, it's on Altus, the penalty there. So the Bulldogs go backwards. Now you're right, and boy, what a prize for, not that it's an easy game for McGinnis or Guthrie, but you have to like their chances of hosting Claremore next week.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see who does that, because that game at last we checked still tied at 35. On the pitch, Wilson kind of went backwards there, and that enabled Newcastle to get the pursuit. That's Carson Pupkin. Sorry,
that's all right.
Don't say Pumpkin. Pupke.
Yeah, Carson Pupke. That was a great tackle by him. Good job.
That's a 10-yard loss. Altus is back in their own territory here. Looked like they were going to have great field position a moment ago, and they were, but now it's gone the opposite way. Actually, it was not a 10-yard loss. It was a holding penalty, too. That's why it's 2nd and 20. Reed has plenty of time, but he has nowhere to go, nowhere to throw. Finally does throw it. It throws it out of bounds.
Pass is incomplete.
And he did pay for it. He held it long enough that as he let go of it, he got popped pretty good on the back shoulder.
That was actually 2nd and 25, so it may have been a 10-yard loss. Either way, on the play before that. Either way, it's now 3rd and 25. And Altus has had these scoring chances, and then something happens that just blows up any momentum they have. That goes with some penalties, some messed up snaps, some turnovers. They've turned the ball over 4 times. Newcastle's defense has just been very resilient. Reed on 3rd and long, fires it short, and going out of bounds, not gaining much there for Altus. That's Alexander, Jamel Alexander. Boykins ushers him out of bounds. It's interesting that Boykins is not playing on offense much, but he's played well on defense. And now we have some extracurricular stuff.
Well, it looked like the ref said number 6 needs to come out. I don't think he kicked him out of the game. It just said he needs to come out. I'm assuming that's what it was because the ref pointed at him and just pointed to the other side, and 6 just took off.
That's an interesting. It's like, hey, you're in a timeout, buddy, and the coaches for Altus go with it.
Yeah, you can either have a flag or go put your nose in the corner.
So it's 4th and 25, and Altus will go and punt here. And this is a good punt by Riker as he gets it past, but it's going to be returned for a solid gain for Newcastle. That's Riker Timms on the punt. Longman on the return. Again, just hope he doesn't get hurt. And he looks like he's good.
Yeah, that's one thing you worry about. Now, he scampers and he's pretty fast, so you don't see him ever very often take a direct hit. He has a way of kind of wiggling and getting out of those, but you're right. Do not want to see the Swiss knife go down.
So we're at 8:40 to go. Newcastle's been a little bit more conservative on offense. They've had to punt a couple times, but not really a big deal as they're protecting a very secure lead. And they are thinking about next week. We have not called it a final yet for Pryor, but they were leading Bishop Kelly by 10 last we checked. And their new quarterback coming in for Newcastle, it's Deacon Lyles. And he'll hand it off, as expected. Short gain for Rogers. So, interesting, there's another freshman quarterback, Billy, Deacon Lyles.
Yes, I've watched him some on JV games and playing with the JV. Very good. He's also a fast runner, kind of not quite as big and as athletic as Reed, but kind of along the same line, the same genre of quarterback, but does a real good job.
So, good chance he has the inside track to be the starting quarterback next year as a sophomore. Let's see. Handoff, I think this is Bradford. It is. And he'll get close to a first down. No, he does get a first down. No, he don't. No. Never mind, he's a couple yards short. Does Newcastle have another running back they can go to, or is it?
I don't. Well, they have a few people. There is Bo Birdsong did a lot of running back for the JV team. So there is him, a few others. So they got some guys coming up. Oh,
and wow, how about that for the freshman quarterback? Draws Altus off sides, and this would be a first down for Newcastle.
Yeah, you can flip the number 6 over to a 9, but he still draws them off sides. Oh, looks like Coach wants to have a word with number 24.
That normally happens when you're off sides, is then you're off the field.
Right.
First and 10, Racers.
It looks like all the fans have stayed put.
Well, it's probably going to be their last home game, so they want to soak in every second. Handoff is to Bradford. Bradford crosses midfield. Short gain. And now
first man, number 53, Samuel Harrington.
Altus is just going to chew clock here. Under 7 minutes to go.
Well, it looks like you got Kieran Horton in there at running back now, number 25.
Okay. It's not called the final yet, but Pryor's now gone up 17 on Bishop Kelly, so that should be the matchup next week. Newcastle traveling to Pryor to take on the Tigers. Here's a handoff, and you can't forget that helmet. That's Kieran Horton.
Kieran Horton, yes.
Yep. And he's a sophomore. Midwest City has another sophomore similar that has that different helmet. Xavier Pitts, the tackle. Yeah. And it's great for the announcers because that's easy to find him. As long as he's one of the only ones wearing that helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, that became popular, I guess, last year. A lot more players playing with that padded helmet.
Well, I think it's good that some players say, like, they don't care how weird it looks. If it makes it a little safer, then why not?
Right.
It's Horton again.
Wow.
Horton showing some moves. He's going to get a first down and more. Let's see that on the Eric Ladeau-Winston replay.
Wow.
He gets inside the 30.
Boy, he just took on Cashton Lamb, too. Knocked him back about a yard before he could take him down.
You know, next year, Ben Rogers should be the man for Newcastle at running back. Will he be a workhorse running back, or will he share some handoffs, maybe someone like Kieran Horton?
Well, and having those two different kinds of running backs, too, just like they have this year.
They definitely showed some shiftiness, some explosiveness on that play. And with the first down, the clock continues to run. And he'll get the ball again, right up the gut. Another good gain. He's going to get another first down inside the red zone. So we want to thank once again the Newcastle Red Zone sponsor here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. That's Trinity Restoration. Trinity Restoration and Construction has been providing quality construction services for over 20 years. Their team has completed a wide variety of projects, including commercial buildings, residential houses, and individual facilities. They pride themselves on attention to detail and commitment to customer satisfaction. Call them at 405-695-7040. 1st and 10 inside this red zone for the Racers. And again, he got hit hard when he got past the 10-yard line.
25, Kieran Horton.
That's Horton again.
There's a flag on play.
We have a flag in the backfield. This looks to be holding on Newcastle.
Yeah, we tend to call that Holdville.
So the clock will stop for now. So Newcastle got off to a 14-0 lead. It became 14-7.
Chop block on the defense.
Was a chop block on the defense.
Wow.
You don't see a chop block on defense called very often, so we guessed wrong, particularly me.
Well, I think this is the first time since I started doing this in 2020 that I've heard chop block on the defense.
So we'll see how they spot this. Bishop McGinnis, after giving up a lead, has gone up on Guthrie now, 42-35.
Wow.
Del City up by 2 touchdowns now, 28-14 on Booker T. So it looks like next week we'll have a dual broadcast on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Del City at Lawton MacArthur. That is a very interesting matchup. For me, as the Midwest City announcer, I haven't seen both teams. I can say that's definitely a fascinating matchup that will have a lot of team speed out there. Can Bishop McGinnis get an unbelievable home game? Just not one they would have been expecting, because they're on the road right now. Can they hold on to this lead? But, you know, it's an interesting matchup there. Guthrie and McGinnis, they've been longtime rivals in 5A in the same district. But they didn't meet much in the playoffs because of that, and now they are. And it's been a heck of a game. So the ball's spotted now inside the 10. It should be 1st and goal for the Racers.
Well, because of the penalty, it's 1st and 2.
Oh, okay, so they give them a first down.
Yeah, they took it half the distance.
And now they'll have the first down, so we should have 1st and goal coming up as Horton runs for a first down. Tell you, Altus knows what's coming. They know it's a heavy dose of Horton, and Horton's still getting good chunks of yards, so 1st and goal now.
Well, I've been real impressed with Horton. He's dragging defenders. He's not just getting hit and going down. He's dragging them along for the ride.
Well, you know, someone like him being only a sophomore, he's got to be real excited about what can happen for him next year. with T.J. Bradford moving on. First and goal, Racers. They're going to throw it. End zone, and it's incomplete.
Little too much pepper on the throw there.
That's Colin.
Yeah, Colin Biggerstaff.
Colt. No, there's a T there.
Yeah.
Biggerstaff. Yeah, getting a little fatigued.
Yeah. By the time he got his hands up, the ball was behind him. He put a little juice on that one.
So it stops the clock right now. 3:46 to go. And I got a report from Tom Carpenter that Bishop McGuinness has held on to win. So the matchup, another matchup for next week is McGuinness should be hosting.
Wow.
Should be hosting. Well, I said, it should be hosting Claremore. I was looking at the wrong score. And then winning by a point in overtime, I believe, McAllister has beaten Collinsville.
Wow.
You know, District 4 has won at District 3 the last couple of years, but not in this case. McAllister should be they'll be going on to play Carl Albert, so that'll be on the Oklahoma Sports Network next week. So that's another matchup to look forward to. So I think all the matchups are set in 5A in the final 8. Second and goal. This is Horton. He bounces off one defender. Hard to bring down. Finally is brought down. It's a good tackle made by Altus. That's Woodhouse, number 5. So it's 4th and 6.
4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
Or I should say 4th and goal at the 6. The clock is running. Now, usually in this situation, when you're up by a lot, you actually go for it and not kick a field goal.
Right. And I wonder, if he gets a chance, does he down it at the 1? I don't know. Being a backup running back, I kind of think the excitement would drive him on in.
Yeah, you know what? In this situation, running the ball, if you get short, you got Altus going to take over and deepen their own territory. So, no, they will throw it. The pass is incomplete.
Pass incomplete. For number 15, Harmon Wormuth.
They intended the ball for Harmon Wormuth. Pass thrown there by Deacon Lyles. So they gave the freshmen a chance to throw the ball some. And Altus will take over on downs.
And he was well covered. I mean, throwing the pass, that's a small hole he tried to get it into. So he was well covered. A little over 2 minutes left, starting at the 5-yard line. Let's see what happens.
So we've had some really good games here in 5A, but this was not one of them, and that's okay. I know you're okay with that. And the games on the Oklahoma Sports Network actually have not been that close, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's different next week. At least not the 5A games. That's the ones we're tracking. Altus will run the ball here deep in their own territory, and it's Wilson, and he will get a first down. Tackled by Horton. Now Horton staying in there.
Yeah.
And for Altus, again, they're probably going to let some of the seniors play this one out, DJ Wilson being one of them, as it's been a great season for them. Best season by far this decade. They're going to give it to Wilson again. And he's running hard to the very end there.
Wilson brought down by number 11, Brody Foster.
Foster the tackle for Newcastle. We're now under 2 minutes to go.
That was good. Just grab some and don't let go.
Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6.
So to reset the matchups again, next week on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Carl Albert will host McAllister. That was the 5A state title game 3 years ago. Here's another run play, and then Wilson slips. So he'll be back at the 20. Del City goes to Lawton MacArthur, also on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Not on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Bishop McGuinness. 2 road teams winning. Bishop McGuinness hosting Claremore. And then there's Newcastle. And what an interesting matchup this is, as they will be going to undefeated Pryor next week.
Now, Pryor, who had some trouble with Bishop Kelly tonight.
Yeah. Well, they gave up 35 points to Del City, and, because that's Del City, I didn't think much of that. But now you do that, and you give up some points to Bishop Kelly, and I wonder if this Pryor defense is vulnerable. There's more Wilson running. DJ Wilson running hard. His time as an Altus football player will be coming to an end. It's now 4th and 7. The slight difference between game clock and play clock, 2 more seconds on the game clock. Let's see Altus run one more play here.
People starting to get excited over here.
Yeah, Billy, just at some point talk about what this means for the Newcastle team and the community, the program. You now have back-to-back years of hosting playoff games and winning playoff games.
It was just building confidence. I think the confidence was shook a little bit in that game against McGinnis, but this is just building that confidence up. And so it'll be good going in next week, seeing that they took a good opponent and played very well against them, beat them handily.
Yes.
No disrespect to them. But I think that's the one thing they're going to see coming out of this.
Yeah, it was a good season again for Altus. Their first playoff appearance in 7 years. They had a very good run. They were undefeated until a couple weeks ago. And but they ran into some really good teams in Guthrie and then Carl Albert and then this game. And this game belonged to the Racers. For the second straight year, Newcastle will advance in the first round and move on to the second round. This time, unlike last year, the second round will be on the road as they will take on Pryor. Final score of this game, I think this was a score heading into the fourth quarter. There's no points in the fourth quarter. 49-14, the Racers beat the Bulldogs. And let's talk about player of the game. The player of the game is brought to you by Integris Health Newcastle. Integris Health of Newcastle offers various medical services, including primary care, urgent care, and cardiology. The Integris Health Medical Group in Newcastle is located at 2191 North Main Street, East, it says. Or you can call them, if any of that confused you, just call them at 405-633-9105. This is a hard one, Billy. Who would you pick as player of the game?
Well, it was so spread out on offense. I mean, I'm looking here. You got 2 touchdowns for Rogers, 2 touchdowns for Bradford. But who I'm thinking player of the game, I'm looking defense. It really seemed like Scagnetti really put his imprint on it. And so I would probably lean towards him. Who are you thinking about?
Caden Longman.
Caden Longman?
Yeah. But and again, that's only because it's kind of a split between Bradford and Rogers. So they kind of take it away from each other. But you'll get the final say. So Scagnetti's the defense after a couple of touchdowns giving up in the first half really stepped up. So I can't argue against that.
Yeah. No, I would say and this is just from seeing other games with Longman too, but I would probably lean more towards Scagnetti.
Scagnetti it is. He is the player of the game brought to you by Integris Health Newcastle. Preston Scagnetti, he's called the Missile. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Great nickname there. By the way, definitely a mention also for Jaden Fletcher, number 41. Now, we didn't call his name a lot, but he had a sack and an interception in back-to-back plays.
Yes.
So it's worth mentioning that as well.
And you know how they say about linemen in their hands like skillets. His apparently are not.
No.
He pulled that out of the sky and just ran as far as he could.
Great anticipation on that screen pass. So many Newcastle players stepped up, and I was like wondering, man, I'm surprised we haven't seen more Centurio Boykins on offense because he had a big play when I saw Newcastle 2 weeks ago against Bishop McGinnis. But he does have a pick six.
Yep.
So, again, there's contributions all around. Blake Cresswell was solid with a couple touchdown passes. Wasn't asked to do a whole lot. But that leads me to next week where that may change as Pryor is a team that we've seen a couple high-scoring games from them recently, including tonight. So before we go off the air, Billy, any thoughts about next week's game?
Well, Pryor is undefeated. Mm-hmm. And so they're coming in undefeated. They're coming in with a chip on their shoulder that they're going to finish undefeated. And we're meeting them at their place. So I think get ready for a dogfight next week.
By the way, I thought this game was over, but somehow I have to watch what happened. It looks like Booker T has come back and tied the game. If you could please tune into this game on the Oklahoma Sports Network. They are in overtime.
Wow.
That is amazing. That game was not close when they played at Del City. Same two teams back in, I think it was week 1. But for this broadcast, Billy, I really had a lot of fun coming out here and filling in for Josh. So thank you for hosting me, and this was great.
Oh, thanks for coming. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed working with you. And and just had a nice time.
Yeah, so we don't know yet who's going to be playing at Lawton MacArthur next week, but they'll have their feed on the Oklahoma Sports Network. And so I also want to thank Carson Wade for producing, Uriah Martinez on camera, and for Billy Palmer, I'm Jordan Ray. Real quick, one more thing. I want to thank the sponsors, because I know how hard it can be to get sponsors sometimes. So they get one more game as being Newcastle sponsors, and that's the Countdown to Kickoff, Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers, Keys to the Game, Focus Federal Credit Union, Coin Flip, sponsor Bail Bonds by Tamara, Kickoff First United Bank, Red Zone Trinity Restoration, Instant Replay, Eric Ledoux State Farm, Player of the Game, Integris Health Newcastle, the quarter sponsors, Chris Dunn, Allstate Agent Contemporary Family Dentistry, OEC, HMS Heating, Air and Plumbing. Oh, and one more thing, I'm glad I stopped myself there. The Coaches Show. There's one more Coaches Show at least, right?
That's right.
At Luigi's. It should be Thursday?
I think they've changed it to Tuesday.
Back to Tuesdays, okay.
But watch OSN, watch Facebook.
Yes, watch that as you'll see the Newcastle Coaches preview prior, as that game is etched in stone. And again, you may want to tune into the Del City Booker T game right now, as the Hornets made an amazing comeback there. But for this broadcast, we are all set. So thanks everyone again for watching Newcastle Racer Playoff Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.